The Fallout feed would like to wish a very happy birthday to our good buddy Bob.
Scorecation!
You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
Amid the carnage, Cal found what she needed most, the Loch Ness Monster puppet.
It's a shame I can't do a good Elvis voice.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to see the rest. Nuclear explosion sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, gross atomic waste. From deep within the core, gross atomic waste.
Hello and welcome to the 537th edition of the Fallout feed. I am Andrew, joined by a flock of my favorite Fallout folks tonight. I've got Jess. What's up, Jess?
Hey, Andrew. Greets, everybody.
And also Ray. What is up, Ray?
Hello, hello.
Tonight on the show, we have some feedback. We're going over our Securitrons that we went over last week for the quest here. New Vegas Roundtable. Getting down and dirty underneath the Caesar's camp there. So we'll be hearing feedback from John, from Technomancer, Suliore, Randowasteland, Steve, Will, Lee, Calm Horizons and Nicky, and Van. All right, so
And Van. I also, do you notice that I put Randowasteland's full names to just Rando tonight?
yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't do that unless he's in trouble.
What's his middle name? We should put the middle name in there too.
Rando Flippity Flippin' Wasteland.
There you go. His middle name's Commonwealth. Also, we got a little bit of game time tonight. I prepared a Mojave Lachi, everybody's favorite Mojave Wasteland map-related game. Some Iguana bits tonight, too, so let's go ahead and roll right into it. Check in, see how everybody's doing. Ray, how you doing, sir? Did you have a chance to play any video games this week?
I've played a little bit of video games, and I played a lot of IRL games.
What are IRL games?
Dodge the Truck.
Yay! It's like Mario Kart in real life without the weapons.
Yep. So about 30 hours of Dodge the Truck this week.
That's no fun.
And fortunately, I beat the boss and won the game. So,
is the boss just the final location, or was there like some huge happening?
No, there weren't as many. You know, the good thing about this time of the year is because stores aren't as busy right after the Christmas. There's fewer trucks on the road, and so that was noticeable. You know, there was still a lot. Once you get out on the desert in Texas, you start seeing a lot of the windmill blades trucks.
Windmill blade trucks.
Yeah,
What do you
super
mean?
You know
long.
the big wind generators. The blades are, probably 50 or 60 feet long.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean trucking those around on flatbeds to get them set
Yeah,
up because
they
they're
gotta
still
move 'em.
constructing a bunch.
Yep. So, saw a ton of those across the desert. So that's always interesting. The funny thing is that they're still coming. I mean, every time I make this trip, it's the same thing. There's still just this constant flow of windmill blades. So they're putting these things up like crazy.
Speaking of the, like Western Texas desert and area around there, did you see any of the driverless trucks? Speaking of narrow misses, hopefully.
Well, I don't know that I could tell,
Okay.
because it's not like I'm looking in the window or anything to see who's driving. I'm just trying to get past them as quick as I can. But
No,
yeah,
that
I didn't
makes
see
sense.
anything obvious with, any kind of, radar dishes or anything.
I just know that's the area where they're testing. There are a couple of roads in the area where they're testing them, which, I mean, I got to admit, the idea of a truck driverless on an interstate does make me a little uncomfortable, but...
God, it's almost like they should have those huge things on a controlled system on their own separate transport, like a rail or something.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Automatic rail would make so much sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would really be as worried about a driverless truck as I would some of the drivers, that I see when I stop at the truck stops.
No, that's fair too.
So
yeah, they're pushed on a hard schedule too, so they're haggard,
Yeah,
and hey, Liberty Prime was driverless, right? Nobody controlling Liberty Prime except Liberty Prime.
Yeah, but I have played a little bit of Skyrim since I landed.
Oh, fun!
And the interesting thing is, so I've been playing with the Novus mod pack, which is, like 3,500 mods. And on this computer, I don't have any mods loaded. So I'm playing completely vanilla.
Did you try to load your 3,500 mod game on the no mod computer that doesn't like that?
I mean, it could probably handle it. It's a pretty good laptop, but it's just easier not to.
I just always have my Xbox screaming at me. It's like, oh my God, this mod doesn't exist anymore. Like, oh Jesus. I know I haven't played this character in 8 years, but come on. let me play.
So quick question then. Vanilla Starfield was very frustrating. Vanilla Starfield versus Vanilla Skyrim. Which do you miss the mods more? I assume Starfield, but...
Yeah, 100% Starfield. It's taken a little bit of getting used to not having the the UI for Skyrim, but the stock UI for Skyrim is infinitely better than the stock UI for it.
As much as I don't love the system in Skyrim either, I don't feel it's the best use of space. I will agree that it's easier to read. They both needed improvements, but yeah, Skyrim was pretty darn complete vanilla. I mean, as a console player, that's completely how I played it. And Starfield was designed with mods in mind more, which is, both a plus and a minus towards it in some ways.
So, but all in all, it's good. Certainly can't complain about the weather. Being back here, it's like, oh man, now I know why there's so damn many people out here.
Yeah, that's 2 reasons for me to never ever live there.
Right?
The amount of people and the temperature. God damn.
I don't even understand. Like, I understand that, Florida, Southern California, some areas of the U.S. even, that it's warm in the winter, but I still think like warm in the winter would be 50 or 60. Like hearing 70s or 80s, unbelievably balmy.
Yeah, I went to Florida in February and was still miserable. And like I could I just can't come here. Like they make it inhospitable no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah, it's it's very comfortable. So I think the dew point I saw the dew point today was 36 degrees.
Those are 2 totally different southern zones, shall we say?
Yeah, because I don't think the dew point in Florida ever gets below 60.
I was gonna say 80, 90, what? It's a wall of water.
Summer, yeah, it is. It's nothing but water in the air, but it's it's a nice change. I have to be careful when I'm talking to my wife. She's still back at home, and so I can't really talk about the weather too much.
I mean, you got a month for her to get over it before you're back home.
She could come with you. What? She didn't like the car ride? Come on.
So, No, so no, it's just Monkey and I made the trip, so she loves it here. So good
Like
times.
she likes eating scorpions, does she?
No scorpions out this way, not really.
Oh, okay.
She was disappointed. She came around and out because last year when we were here, um, there was a cat that was hanging out in my dad's yard, and so she loves chasing cats, and so she went running off to where the cat was last year, and he wasn't there.
Inspected.
So she was disappointed.
She's bummed.
Yeah.
My play toy. Oh, my buddy. All right. So, sounds like Ray played a little bit of Skyrim. Sounds good. Jess, did you have a chance to play any video games this week?
I sure did. Like I said last week, I am back in the saddle, baby. It's yeah,
nice.
it's been good. I kept playing a lot this week. Again, a little more on the Xbox, the new TV, and all that. I'm just loving it. It's just, it's a great setup. I'm very, very happy with it. But this week, instead of visual novels, I was still feeling retro. I was still feeling like I wanted to play something different. So, well, I touched a little bit of New Vegas, which I haven't gotten into Zion yet. We're doing Honest Hearts coming up next week, so I got to get to Zion and get that done this week. So a lot ahead of me still to do. But
I didn't
played a little bit
realize
of New
that
Vegas.
we mixed the DLCs in with the main story.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Big time, yeah.
Oh,
They
nice.
are spread throughout. The only one we're doing after is Dead Money, because that's the one that I said that you might throw your controller and quit, and we wanted to make sure not to do that
now
before
walk
we were
away.
done. Honestly,
know
you might
me.
love it. Some people do.
I hate things that everyone loves and love things that everyone hates. So,
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah. So the bug I had this week was some old school RPGs, like some 8-bit, 16-bit kind of things. I was talking this fall about how I'd gotten into a couple. I had been playing some Octopath. I'd been checking out a few things, and Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD Remaster came out in October, and that was on my list of things I wanted to buy. Well, I didn't, but I did pick up Dragon Quest 3 because it was on sale the last couple of weeks. So Dragon Quest 3 is another one. It was 16-bit era, and they remastered it, and it's beautiful. So I created a character in that, started that. Just hearing the music, everything, it brought me back to, to Nintendo days really quick. But I only played maybe an hour or two of that. And then Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy, was added to Game Pass last week. So, you know what that means.
you got to play that too.
Exactly. It's free. I downloaded it. And honestly, it's funny. So they did these pixel remasters of 1 through 6, which are great. I own 6 because it's my favorite Final Fantasy. Well, second favorite. 9 is my favorite.
Come
and
on.
yes, there are
Gotta-
16 of them,
gotta go
Andrew,
three.
before you
Gotta go
asked.
three.
16 of them. Yep. But there's a lot of spin-offs too, and remakes. But the first Final Fantasy came out in like 1987, and I played it on the original NES. And I mean, it's just, I never finished it at the time. I got pretty far, but it was a long game. At the time, it felt that way. Well, now these pixel remasters, basically, they kept them so you can essentially, they did some upgrades, but it's still like it is a pixel perfect remaster in a way, but they made it so it looks good. And you can change whether the font is a new, easily read font or the old font. You can give it like screen lines or not. You can choose the background music, the original 8-bit background music, or you can do like a modern, like reorchestrated soundtrack, which is really nice. So I played almost the entire Final Fantasy this last week, the original one, because while the original was long, with the update, they made a few little boosts to make it easier for you. So you can play with double XP. You can play with double money. Gil is what they call it in the game. So all that goes faster. There's now mini maps and maps in a way there wasn't before. That you can now save more often and in dungeons, which you couldn't before. Yeah, there was a lot of, in the old one, there was a lot of saving outside and running and getting stuck and dying. And yes, it was bad. So I put about 8 hours in, and I am on, for those who actually know the game and care, I am on the 3rd of the Crystal Temple. So I did all the original stuff, Elfheim and the Dark Elves and various creatures. And now I've got the airship. I got the airship yesterday, and I have covered most of the map in it. So I just have to finish the third temple, which is the water temple, and then I've got the fourth temple, which is the air, and then back in time, and I'm done. So I may keep playing it, but it just, it's like Grognak and the Ruby Ruins, Andrew. Sometimes you need that kind of
The
RPG.
second greatest Fallout game ever? Yes.
Exactly. Suliore says it was on the NES. Oh God, a water temple. So the water temple in Zelda Ocarina of Time is much worse than the original water temple in Final Fantasy. But Final Fantasy's water temple
then you
did
can
come first.
handle it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that water temple is annoying, but actually once you understand it, you're like, okay, up goes down, and this
Exactly.
and then,
Up,
blah,
down.
blah, 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 blah.
It's at the time, those kind of puzzles were really unusual. Like now they're actually kind of a staple.
The
in a lot of
first time I
adventure
saw
and
it,
puzzle
I
games.
had no idea what the fuck was happening, what I was
Mhm.
controlling, what was changing. I just heard things moving. I was like, I don't know what's happening. But yeah,
There's isn't there a big dungeon in Skyrim that has that as a mechanic, right? Is it filled with Falmer and you have to have water go up to a
Go
certain
up and
level and then
down.
down and back up? Am I misremembering? I feel like there's a Falmer dungeon, or maybe it's a Dwemer Ruin. No, it's a Dwemer Ruin in
Oh,
Skyrim.
yeah.
Because I remember fighting a
Does the
centurion
water go
after
up and
getting
down?
through one
Wow.
level. Yeah. Anyway, so Final Fantasy and
oh
Dragon
yeah, I
Quest
think
I've
it's
played.
Blatharkalamans.
You got it in one. You know what? We need to see if Google Translate can translate Dwarven.
Yeah.
They'd
If
be
it-
the only ones.
Yeah, if it can do Klingon, it can do Dwarven.
But besides those two, and I really want to go back and play Dragon Quest 1 because Dragon Quest 1, when I do get it, hopefully on sale, it was my very first RPG on a console. Because the first one I ever played was Ultima, but then my first console RPG was Dragon Quest. So it's like, it's special. But the third one is too. And it still has the music and everything, so it's great.
Is Final Fantasy an RPG?
Yes, it is one of the original JRPGs.
JRPG.
Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
all those. I mean, so many now. But
So
yeah, it was-
Final Fantasy 3 would have been my first RPG.
that would have been your first right. And that,
Yeah.
just for people listening at home who probably know, Final Fantasy 3 is actually Final Fantasy 6. They only released...
They call it different things in different countries, right? Yeah.
Yep, because we got 1, 4, and 6 in the United States. And then they started releasing all of them here, but they skipped 2 and 3 and 5 in the US.
That's odd. Just because they didn't want to do the programming? Like they didn't want to translate?
The translation, and I think Square was just putting them out a little bit too fast for the licensing
American-
and the localization. Yeah.
Okay, so when you were talking about 6, you were actually talking about the same game that I was, 3.
As your
Okay.
very first one.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, I love that one. I can't wait to replay it.
Yeah.
I just replayed 9.
Josh
like 2 years
McCoy's
ago, so.
sleepover in 3rd grade. That's my first time playing. Shout out Josh McCoy from 3rd grade.
Scorecation!
Sleepovers for our fellow old heads out there. Sleepovers in the 90s when you rented a console, you're at your friend's house and you rented the TurboGrafx 16 because it was more powerful than your
Bonk's
Nintendo, supposedly.
Adventures, man.
Bonks. Bonks and Altered Beast, right? Those were the two we played on.
And
Genesis or
Slaughterhouse. Oh, that's so good.
TurboGrafx. Yeah.
So
So
that was
besides
a fun
that,
system.
I'm still in my cat lady phase. I think it's part of me now. So, playing these cat puzzle games off and on. I played like 2 or 3 of them this week. It is a little bit easy to cheese my gamer score, but it's just a great kind of thing to play when you're actually listening to a podcast or working on something else, just
Yeah.
on idle hands,
Yeah. Totally.
And besides those, there was actually, you know what? I put this in my gameplay because I was really surprised and wanted to mention it. I saw a Fallout 4 video that was, how the people are constantly making things you didn't know in Fallout 4, things you didn't know in, and of course, like...
Of course, we all know all of them.
Right. Almost all of them. It's very rare to be surprised. Well, I saw one that was 3 things you didn't know, and I didn't know 2 out of 3. Specifically.
Wow.
So
what are we
I
working
wanted
with
to-
here?
Mention it. So yeah, I wanted to go over the 3 things. So it was by Unky Nick, which I don't know if people know him. He's a relatively newer YouTuber, but he's done stuff off and on. He has some cool Fallout 4 videos over the last year or so. But this was the first one he mentioned and I was not aware of this, or maybe I was, but forgot. But the duelist armor. So you guys remember the duelist legendary armor? You can buy like a piece from Lucas sometimes, and you can occasionally get it as a drop. And the benefit is a 10% chance for enemies to drop melee weapons. Ray, you remember this armor probably, right?
Yeah, I never used it.
To drop melee weapons, meaning
when they hit you on hit. So
yeah, so
it
disarms them.
Yeah, if you hit them, they could get disarmed, and there's 10% chance, which doesn't sound that great. However, like everything in the game, it's slightly, different than it says on the label.
Yeah, what it actually does.
It has special features. Turns out it's actually a 10% chance to disarm an enemy of any weapon. So that includes, their ranged weapons, such like that. So you don't need to get in close. Because normally if you're getting close to the melee, or if you're stealthing, you're not going to have, it's not much use for it anyway. You know what I mean? You can dispatch them relatively quickly, or you take them up from a distance. But there are a lot of times where, with a regular ranged weapon, if you're not a stealth character especially, you can't. So yeah, 10% chance for any, and it is additive. So if you say you pick up the piece from Lucas, and then you get like a chest piece, or you get another piece as a drop or from another vendor, it's additive. So you now have 20% chance, 30% chance of them dropping their weapon, which is awesome. And it's per hit. So just like, say, the bugged issues with energy weapons and like high spray guns like shotguns and miniguns in 76 till they fixed it, you could have a better chance for things to proc because you're hitting them with 10 bullets or 20 bullets instead of just one. Same thing here. So you spray with a minigun, you hit somebody with 30 bullets in rapid succession. There's a 10% chance with every one of those hits they'll drop their weapon. So they're going to drop it.
When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So that's number one. Try out the duelist if you want to try something new for disarming enemies. Number two.
That's awesome.
This is the one that we've done before, but I really like the way he put it, so I wanted to bring it up. The number two was assigning your companions as provisioners, which we've talked about before, how, obviously you can leave your companion settlements, but you can assign them as provisioners. We do it a lot with robots and stuff, like the automatron robots, we like to use them, others. But, you can make any of your companions provisioners. If you're mad at Preston, you don't want to hear him every time you go back to camp. You'd rather have him out on the road.
Send him back to Quincy. Oh, wait, we can't.
It can make him a little bit hard to find when you actually want to turn into a quest to him.
Yeah,
but,
just send him to Warwick, and he can walk by Quincy every time he goes. Poor guy.
I feel like, Ray, you could give him a supply run between, like, the museum and, radio station Olivia. Or there. Just no place you actually go to.
I'd have to take him out of the museum first.
You might as well just leave him there. You're right. But so you can do that with any of your companions, which is fun because, when they're hanging out at camp, sometimes you feel a little bit guilty or bad about it, where you're like, just, you go back there and usually there's like 2 or 3. I think you guys mostly play like me, and I know a lot of our listeners do, where you may have one settlement you send all your companions, but more often it's 2 or 3. You've got a few that live at Sanctuary, maybe a few at the Red Rocket, maybe a few at, I don't know, Covenant or Warwick or wherever you put them. But I mean, usually it's the closer ones in the upper northwest, most likely. That's where you're gonna...
Nordhagen
Baffington
Beach.
Boathouse.
Hello.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How did I forget? How did I forget the greatest settlement of all? But so you can put them those places. But then they just sit there and you go in and they're drinking, they're eating, they're just, they're bored and you feel bad. Whereas if you assign them as provisioners, you're going to run into them often on the road while you're traveling. And it means kind of gives them a life of their own in a way, which again, this is something that we've done, but have you done it with multiple? The idea that this video put forth was, say you have Strong and, McCready and a few of the others, maybe even Hancock, and you send them as provisioners, you're going to run into and see them actually fighting in the distance. You're going to hear them. You're going to go up to a battle and see McCready doing his thing. And then you can talk to him. Like, it adds some dynamics to the game. I thought that was a really cool idea.
So what is the aspect of it that we didn't know? That you can assign them to being provisioner?
This is the one of the 3 that we did know, but yeah, a lot of people didn't realize you could assign them as provisioners.
Okay, I was just that is possible. Okay.
Yep, which is something that we obviously knew, but you can even put them to work. Codsworth is an awesome.
See, I like their thought of it was, oh, you can interact with them, run into them out in the world. It'll be like, a more living space, it makes the world, But then my thought is, oh my God, as soon as I fast travel there, all 8 of them are going to be bitching at each other about, walking here and there and blah, blah, blah. And,
that's the great thing, because we play on survival so much too. So you're not fast traveling, you're walking. You're going to run into them.
Yeah, but as soon as you enter that cell, they'll all like regenerate at the same time, kick on, start moving,
Maybe put them in different settlements,
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, have some run north-south, others east-west, and you can run into them anywhere. So that's a good time.
Yeah.
Because, as you guys probably know, the game calculates where they'll be, but they don't actually spawn in a cell unless you're there. So they won't actually be fighting until you enter a cell. But when you enter a cell, if they're supposed to be there, they will be.
I generally, take your guys' lead and, use the, what's the Hangman's Alley a lot because it's centralized. So I make that the hub and send everyone out on a spoke or whatever. But it just means that, both entryways, all 3 entryways to Hangman's Alley are a door wide. So it's like there's a bottleneck there, so everyone's always piled up trying to get in and out of, because once you get all 30 whatever settlements set up, then I don't know, what is it? You get 12,
so many.
12 Brahmin at the doorway waiting to get in. You're like, come on, guys.
And you have trader posts set up too, trading posts. You get them coming and going as well.
Exactly, right.
It's busy. But, I love a busy Commonwealth, even if my, frames per second doesn't always.
I just wish I could figure out how to spawn Gene, goddammit.
Yes,
Never did see Gene when I was making the canine preserve.
I'm still not over the fact our last playthrough he turned me down and wouldn't sell me a dog.
Was that based on your answers, your charisma level? What is that based on?
It was speech check. Yeah, the first one. I think it's charisma or speech check. Right? That first one you got to do. And then after that, you're fine.
Well, you can't answer, dog sandwiches if you want to be able to adopt a dog from Gene, Jess.
The only dog sandwiches I'm having are sandwiches I share with my dog.
Hot dogs.
Bacon.
Hot dog's not a sandwich.
And then the third thing on this list that, again, I kind of knew, but never thought of this application of it. So I would say that I did not. Obviously, in the games, you can pick up and move items. That's one of the cool things. Everything has physics. You can, long press on it and move it. You move your bodies off the road and you stash them in the corner so nobody detects them. Not they do, but but we do stuff like that because we role play. Or you move things around your settlement, like the free placed items. Well, free placed items like that block bullets. So if you hold, because it makes sense, geometry blocks bullets. So some of the larger items are fantastic for that. You pick it up and use it like a shield. And so when you're going into places with lots of turrets or multiple super mutants or heavy weapons, not things with explosive range, because that won't make a difference, but you can totally use it to block bullets. And what he was recommending was shopping carts and the trash cans, because they both have all the holes in them. So you can see through them, but they block like a real geometry item.
Oh
so
my God, the shopping
Superman
cart,
there.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, Wonder Woman's bracelets there, like ping, 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 with all the bullets. So anyway, I just thought this was a really cool idea. And the video is by Unky Nick. It's UNKIENIC. He's one of my little Fallout secrets. I like YouTubers that don't have a big audience that although he's been growing, that I watch sometimes for some cool tips. And he's got some really great stuff on Fallout 4. But that's pretty much my gameplay. I just wanted to discuss that with you guys. The only thing I'll mention, I did get a new PC controller, which is cool. Let me actually pull this up. So here's my new PC controller. Oh, you can't see it very well, but it lights up. And it's a Starfield. It looks like a Starfield controller, but it's not. It's actually a GameSir controller. But it's really cool. And it's got customizable back buttons and all the good things and a charger. But what I didn't realize, I got this specifically. I got a new controller because the way Will has his setup right now, in order to do virtual photography in New Vegas, he's programmed macros so that he can use the paddle buttons to basically turn on the console and, do the free cam and remove the UI and all that with just trigger pulls. So he doesn't have to go to the keyboard every time and type it in.
We have taken nerdom to an extreme level, you guys. This is great. I can't believe we've done that.
I had to put it back on the charger.
Will's
so
amazing.
I wanted to do what he did, and it's awesome. Especially because I'm on the couch. I'm on the comfy couch. I don't want to get up, walk over the keyboard, hit tilde, type a few things, all that every time, or hide my UI every time. So I got it, and it's a great controller. I really do like it. But turns out there's an Xbox limitation, which, I'm not on Xbox, I'm on PC, but the controller has a limitation built in. You can create macros with the software for switch the paddles for any button press or a sequence of button presses, but you can't switch them for a sequence of keyboard presses. And so I need to work out how to use outside macro software to create a macro where it does everything I want with, like, say, Control-Shift-L or something, Control-Shift-P for photo mode, and then program the back button to be Control-Shift-P. So it'll press that. That'll trigger another macro, and that'll make it work. This is really nerdy.
Does Microsoft have a cute AI with a cute name? Like
Copilot? Not
Copilot?
the cutest. It's no Clippy.
Copilot.
It's no Clippy, Andrew.
Can you voice command Copilot somehow to just say, hey, snap image of screenshot or something like that? Is that possible?
I don't have it set up to do that. I don't know that I could with Copilot, but that's a neat idea. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to try this, 2-level macro thing with the new controller, see if I can make it work to get pictures easily. Also, don't have to get off the couch.
I kind of macro to control my macros.
Exactly. But it was cheaper. Jerry recommended me a fancy controller that'll do exactly what I wanted, and I went for the cheaper option. And, what I get.
I always do that too. I was like, man, I just got to save that few bucks, but it's going to take 10 times more work.
Yeah, but it's, when you get these things set up, it's worth it. And it works every time, most of the time.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Well, like me turning on my podcast lights in the room, sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. But I love voice commands. It's fun.
And then you dare to hit the light switch, and then it's all just everything's opposite and flipped, and now the game is on. You're just like, oh, fuck. We got to reset everything now.
Too many buttons. I ordered 4 more smart lights. So, yeah, the house it's getting wired.
Fuck smart lights, man. Seriously, like I was just... The ones in our overhead living room, always do they lose connection? Like every couple weeks. I got to reconnect them to the phone, so they change color back to the original, like, blinding white, so you can see an X-ray through your skin as you're walking underneath.
So you can't just turn them off and on again to reconnect to the Wi-Fi. You have to reset them up in the phone.
They just start flashing, so they're in like pairing mode or something. I'm like, God damn it, what is happening?
I had one like that. It lives in the trash now.
Yeah, I think that's I'm just gonna go back to normal fucking light bulbs.
But I do love my colored lights, and at this point, I already mentioned, but I can turn on the TV.
You got a party room in there
in my
now.
Living room.
Yeah, it looks like a rave.
My family room is like that, and my office is like that, and it's beautiful. And
people walk by your house from the outside and look at you like, man, she's got a party in there. She's always partying, or a dark room. She's
Nuka-Cola LED in the window when
it's
on. I love that. I love strings of lights and RGB, and never enough. Right, Ray? All the RGB.
Exactly.
More fun.
Tori and I were just thinking, oh, maybe we should take the Christmas tree down. I was like, no, I like the just the light in the living room is very nice. We already took all the outside stuff down, but I like having the extra light. It's pretty.
It's great.
Lots
ambient
of RGB.
Light. Yeah, that's why light strips are so fun, because you can get that extra ambient light.
Yeah.
But that is it for my gameplay. Just a lot of old school RPGs, more Meow Meow Cat game,
meow,
and
meow.
Fallout 4 stuff.
Meow, 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 meow.
So have you actually played much Fallout?
No Fallout. Come on, Jess. So for my gameplay, I didn't really play many games this week except for Shelter. I was trying to cram out the end of this first season with the Shelter Seasons program, just to see how the rewards were and what's going on with it. So turns out that if you don't pay for, like, there's two different levels of stuff you can pay for, like the season pass or some other pass. I think Steve got one versus the other. But if you didn't, so I was just going to, like, grind it out, not pay for anything. I just, for some reason, I don't do that on, like, little mobile games. I never pay for stuff like that. I always just do the, grind method. And so I get to the end of the map or whatever and collect all the rewards and stuff, and I was just sort of interested to see how they distribute it back to your main vault, because you get evidently some skins to put on your. See, this season was for the Nuka-Cola bottling room. It turned into a Sunset Sarsaparilla room. Jess, appropriate shirt for tonight.
Yay! Yeah, I'm wearing a Sunset Sarsaparilla shirt tonight.
Yeah, she's sassy.
Available now on the Bethesda Gear Store.
And it's only $90 shipping.
No, it was on sale. I used reward points.
Oh, but
I am back up to the higher level. We talked about that a week or two ago.
So you're supposed to get this cute skin for the room or whatnot, and like I went and loaded up some old vaults just to see if I could transfer it over and open it up, apply the cool new skin or whatever, and I just didn't see how to do it. And then I did a little Googling and find out that, if you don't pay to buy the season passes, you don't actually, even if you complete the season, you don't get the little cute little skin.
Yeah. You said you weren't going to buy it, though. Andrew,
no,
did you give in?
But no. I didn't buy it, but I'm just saying, even on 76 seasons, if you complete the season, there are bonuses, yes, to being in the season pass or whatever, that you get extras and whatever, but you for Fallout First, but you still get the end game power armor skin or whatever.
Right, you get the vast majority of them without.
Not so in Fallout Shelter. You do not get the cute Sunset Sarsaparilla skin for your Nuka-Cola bottling plant if you do not pay money, which is a fucking scam, bro. And I'm not doing seasons again. Fuck, they can fuck right off.
Really? You decided maybe not worth the grind?
No,
Didn't
it's
give you
totally
something
not,
fun to focus on?
because I don't get to keep any of the cool characters or neat outfits.
Wait.
Nothing. They reset the vault each time. This exists. This goes away in 4 days. I don't get to play this after 4 days. They clear it out and bring up a different season.
But can you still have the items you unlocked available to you in a future vault?
You didn't unlock any items. That skin was the only unlocked new item.
Maybe you'll still get Lucy and the ghoul and stuff coming by in regular games.
Yeah, they already did those. Seasons did not introduce them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you don't pay, there's zero reason to play. So
that sucks.
Yeah. Just be aware of that before you invest effort, time, and your tears.
Oh, I'm mad on your behalf. Chat's saying we're going to riot for you. We're going to riot for you.
Or, which is very possible, I'm a dummy and just don't understand how to unlock stuff, which is possible. But I looked and Googled and looked some more, so I don't know.
No, I'm certain there's stuff that's locked away.
Yeah, but it just blew my mind that they would do that, because even if you pay for extra stuff with the 76, like I mentioned, you still get the end game reward. So I assumed that even if you grounded out, you didn't get the extra robots and extra cool stuff and extra gear, but you still would get the reward for putting forth the effort to get to the end of the season. It's really, really odd that they structured it that way. So can we get Complainy Pants to have them change?
Like they're asking to have people get pissed off and not do it anymore.
No, that's in reality what will happen, but what they think their marketing team is telling them is that, if we don't give it to them, then everyone will buy it next season so they can get the skin. That's not how it works, stupid marketing people. People do it the way Ray said. They get angry and then they don't play your game anymore.
I hate to say it, but I feel like there's been a lot of A/B market testing on various season passes. over the years. It's become a thing, the last 5-10 years, a lot. And enough people buy it to make up for those who don't and stop playing. But I know there's a tipping point. And the idea of keeping all of that locked, you should be able to bring some stuff with you forward in the next season, even if you don't. Even if you don't buy it. Lame.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't watch in a few weeks. I'll be knee deep into season 2.
Steve or someone will bring it up, and you'll be like,
Ray's gonna be like, I'm gonna play a little Shelter, and then Andrew's like, oh, me too. All right. Yeah. So that's my only gameplay.
I definitely wouldn't do anything that with Shelter that I have to pay for.
Yeah. No shit.
Or on your phone.
Yeah. No, that just doesn't happen.
Yep. Gotta get the iPad version.
Did you get an H&H Tools Factory skin, or did you have to go to H&H Tools on one of the missions here, since it was brought up?
Yes, I did. No, I don't know. Was that was a Shelter? No, a New Vegas thing, right? Is that where H&H Tools is?
I mean, it's in multiple games, but yes.
Oh God, guys, we need to play some.
It's obviously in 4.
What did I call that stupid game? The Businesses of Fallout
Yes, I loved that one.
Yeah, that was one of those things. What does H&H do? No way I would have remembered H&H Tools, I don't think.
Oh, that's a big one. I think you would have remembered that one.
Maybe. All right. Yeah, so
Mr. House brings it up in the what was it, the first episode of season 2?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, he brings up that business?
Yeah.
He mentions it by name. That's awesome.
Yeah, guys.
Good Easter egg.
He's talking to him in a bar and tells him that I bet he tells him he's a tradesman. He says, I bet you like using your H&H nail gun.
I remember the scene now. Yeah. I'll have to go on my rewatch. I'll have to listen for Easter eggs like that. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why some people thought perhaps, he was Anthony House, even though we knew that he wasn't. We said no. Oh, we're not doing TV show spoilers. This is the first episode. No! We're not going any deeper than that. But I will say that Bring Up the Nail Gun is a great reference because, we're going to get a nail gun in New Vegas. You can get a H&H Tools nail gun in New Vegas.
Do you need a air purifier, a fire hose nozzle, and a compressed air tank?
No, but it is a silenced weapon.
Yeah, it's actually a drop. Right? It's
How
a
is that?
drop,
That would make the loudest air pressure sound ever. Come on.
I got it out of a crate in someplace I was rooting around.
They ever heard a roofing team at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning? Not a silenced weapon.
Yeah, it was in the silo. That's where I got it.
I love that show.
Nice. No, he means, of course, when he first entered the divide in the silo.
I thought he was talking about some other TV show randomly for some reason.
It's referenced elsewhere in the series. I mean, in 76, for instance, we have a lot of H&H Tools stuff. The Auto Axe, our Auto Axe is H&H Tools.
Oh, cool. Let's say that on there if you zoom in on the
on at least one of the skins.
Description
I'm
of
not
it
sure
or
if
whatever.
the default skin, but there's a red skin where it does, for sure.
That's awesome.
There's the scrap boxes. They're mentioning a chat. Scrap boxes, stash boxes. A few H&H Tools references in there.
Very fun.
But
yeah, that was
speaking of.
Hey, Fallout friends, Will here. With Season 2 of the Fallout show underway, I thought this would be a good time to visit H&H Tools Factory for Terminal Velocity. As many of you know, there's been some discussion around Mr. House, including why he's portrayed by more than one actor. There are several theories out there, and I'm not here to argue for or against any of them. What I am doing is just reading the terminals as they appear in-game and leaving any interpretation up to you. From the terminals inside H&H Tools Factory. Before I start on the first terminal, I just want to say that there are a series of company-wide emails from HR that appear on pretty much every terminal in the building. So I'm only going to read them here once, and when I get to each new terminal, I will only read the entries that are new. Those HR emails are as follows. H&H Tools, Inc., building the things you need to build a better tomorrow. Employee Access Terminal. HR email, May 14th, 2020, from Cindy Lou Krebs, Human Resources, to all personnel, subject new employee policies. Effective immediately, the following company policies are in place. 1. All cameras are forbidden in office areas and on the factory floor. 2. No more than 3 employees are permitted in the break rooms at any time. 3. In accordance with the wishes of management, all bathrooms have been sealed off and walled over. Employees are requested to attend to all waste disposal needs before or after work hours. If you have any questions about these policies, please email Human Resources. Thank you. Cindy Lou Krebs, H&H Tools, Human Resources. HR email, July 25th, 2022, from Cindy Lou Krebs to all personnel. Subject, new employee policies updated. Please read. Hello again, everybody. Mr. H has requested that the following rules be added to the H&H Tools employee policies. Please note that these rules are effective immediately. 1. Employees will conduct all spoken language business in English. Yes, this includes dealing with international clients. 2. Rooftop access is strictly prohibited. 3. All employees must submit to random DNA screenings to isolate the traitor gene. Cindy Lou Krebs, H&H Tools, Human Resources. Email 3, HR email, November 8, 2023. From Cindy Lou Krebs to all personnel. Subject, security update, very urgent. Hello, fellow H&H employees. Mr. H has asked me to pass on the details of our new security systems. This is very important, so please read it and confirm via email that you understand the procedures. 1. Automated heavy turrets have been installed in both cubicle areas, the central catwalk and outside Mr. H's office. You must have your ID pass on you at all times or the turrets will open fire, and we certainly don't want that, do we? Remember, no sudden movements until you hear the click. That means the turret has recognized your ID signature and you're safe to pass. 2. Employees must submit at least one of the following on the first payday of each month. 1 vial of blood, 20 nail clippings, toenail or fingernail is fine, but not a mix of both. 1 lock of hair or 5 square centimeter skin sample. These samples will be retained for monitoring purposes. 3. Any employee seen to be cohabitating, colluding, or cogitating with any of the following groups will be terminated immediately. Foreigners, Masons, Carpenters, Tragic Players, Illegal Aliens, Extraterrestrials, or the Flemish. 4. If you see Mr. H in the halls, do not make eye contact. Making eye contact with Mr. H will be seen as an attempt to steal his thought energy and will be ground for immediate dismissal. Yes, even if Mr. H is wearing his special hat. Thank you all for your patience with our little reorganization. Now get out there and make the best gosh darn tools in the West. Cindy Lou Krebs. Okay, so those are the HR entries that appear across all terminals throughout the building. Okay, now on to all the terminals. First is a terminal for Jack Maynard. He has 1 entry. Email from Dobson O'Gill to Jack Maynard. Subject, reply, what the jumping monkey fuck. Are you out of your mind? You think they aren't monitoring emails? Don't send that seditious shit my way. Dob. Next terminal is that of Jenny DeSoto. She has 1 entry from an email from Alan Dalton to Jenny DeSoto. Subject, Robco. Jenny, what the hell is up with these guys? They've been coming after our market share like they've got something to prove. No, strike that. This feels personal. Did Mr. H run over Robco's dog or something? Alan. P.S. My wife's out of town for the weekend. Why don't you come over after work Friday? Bring the accordion and the riding crop. Next terminal is of Dobson O'Gill. There are 3 entries. The first is from Jack Maynard. Subject, what the jumping monkey fuck. Dob, have you seen these new HR rules? What the hell is going on here? I swear, if this place didn't have great benefits, I'd be out of here. Jack. Second entry from Jenny DeSoto. Subject, this weekend. Hey, sexy, I just fed Alan a line about having to play the Loch Ness Monster in a play this weekend, so I'm free Friday night. Want me to bring the stovepipe and the souvenir moon rocks? Jenny. Third entry from Alan Dalton. Subject, Robco. Dobbs. Jenny said your brother might know something about these Robco guys that are kicking our asses on the trading floor. You heard anything? Alan. P.S. The wife's away this weekend and Jenny's busy. Why don't you bring over the rubber sheets and the souvenir elephant foot trash can and remind me what I've been missing?
Don't forget the rubber sheets and the gerbils.
Next terminal is for Alan Dalton from Jenny DeSoto. Subject, reply, Robco. Beats me, Alan. I tried to check the SEC filing, but the whole company's like a maze. I can't even tell who's in charge. I emailed Dobson about it. His brother's a private investigator who does a lot of corporate stuff. Maybe he'll have an answer. Jenny. P.S. Sorry, babe, I can't this weekend. My church choir is doing a musical theater retelling of the life of St. Columbia, and I have to work the Loch Ness Monster puppet. Next terminal is that of Alexander House, and there are 3 personal journal entries on it. First one dated May 14th, 2061. As the years roll on, I find myself missing Father's advice more and more. I wonder if he would be proud of the decisions I've made. But no, such second-guessing does me no good. I won't be weighed down by the past, and I won't waste energy on ancient family history, especially when that history isn't really family at all. Second entry, January 19th, 2062. I'm beginning to mistrust Henderson. I think he's conspiring with my bastard half-brother to seize the company. I built this company, damn it. I won't be ousted by some Johnny-come-lately fancy college man with his robots and his degrees. I've asked Cindy Lou to keep an eye on him, to monitor his email for suspicious activities. Third entry dated June 19th, 2077. They've all turned against us, haven't they? Cindy Lou is right. I had no choice. May God forgive me for what I've done. All my employees, all those people I thought loyal friends. Was I wrong? Am I crazy? I've scattered this journal across the terminals in the office just in case. They won't take me without a fight. As soon as I finish this entry, I'm activating the security systems. If you're reading this and you're an American, God bless the USA. If you're reading this and you're my brother, see you in hell. Alexander House. Okay, now there are 4 terminals labeled as suspicious terminals throughout. They all repeat the standard HR emails, but then they have some hidden network drives, and these entries are only from those hidden network drives. First terminal, journal entry, July 12th, 2062. It's worse than I feared. Henderson sent a 10-point memo outlining the benefits of mechanization and automation. As if I wouldn't know he's been plotting with my half-brother the entire time. I knew he was a weasel dick traitor from the moment I laid eyes on him. Only one thing to do. One thing, and the company, my father's legacy, is safe forever. Cindy Lou will bring him to me, and then I'll make an example. The bastard will learn why you don't cross the house. Second terminal, journal entry, April 6th, 2068. No more haircuts, no more trims. They can use it to steal your thought energy with their eyes. I have a special hat that stops them, though. A special hat and a special shotgun. Father, why have you stopped talking to me? You always loved him best, didn't you? Okay, third terminal entry, December 27th, 2074. Nevertheless, and that just continues 80-something times. And final terminal entry, April 15th, 2077. Cindy Lou can no longer save me.
To participate in the Fallout Terminal Velocity Project, send your special letters, holotapes, and terminal entries to thefalloutfeed@gmail.com.
There is too much in there to digest. It is crazy. First and foremost, do dates ever matter? Like when he says January 19th, 20, blah, 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 blah. Like, do you need to pay attention to those? Because, like, I feel like, you know, we just toss out dates, but, like, if I pay attention, there might actually be some, like,
dates
pattern
really
and
matter.
clue and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, on some terminals, dates actually say a lot. Now, you know, when you're looking at pre-war terminals, most of the time it's simply, as long as it's, you know, before the Great War, just has to fit in there somehow. But you can get a timeline, you know, about how long from this to that, where it's set up. But this one, I would say dates matter in 2 ways, because this Alan Dalton really gets around. Was he dating everybody there?
Evidently, the rubber sheets. Good Lord.
Yeah. So, I mean, so he's like telling Jenny to bring a riding crop, and then she's busy playing the Loch Ness Monster or some stuff.
She has a puppet. She has to be a puppet, dear. So many puppet references this week. What is happening with puppets?
And then he tells Dobson, bring the rubber sheets and remind you what I've been missing. Like, what?
And I just feel like I was trying to jot some things down as he was reading, but there were just too many. Like, I was like, okay, I want to know what that is. I want to know what, because like all of this shit is roped in to House. You know what I mean? And like, and it obviously means something. And now that the show is roping in all of these stories and everything, it's like now it all means something. And what are they drawing from? And so now Fallout Terminal Velocity is even more important than ever, you guys. So we need all of you are important. You find stuff like this floating around, please follow Will's lead. Send us in some good shit.
We love a good terminal velocity. And I mean, really the through thread in all of this, besides the little personal stories and little extra bits they threw in, which were definitely, fun color to kind of, illustrate some of the office working, was the HR, the human resources thing that Cindy sent out. Cindy is apparently human resources.
Cindy Lou Krebs.
Having affairs with, Cindy Lou Krebs. Human resources having affairs with employees. Maybe not the best, but, it said effective immediately.
Did they go to a Coldplay concert? Ooh.
It said effective immediately, the following company policies are in place. All cameras forbidden. No more than 3 employees in the break room at any time, and all bathrooms have been sealed off and walled over. Attend to waste disposal needs before or after work hours. And then the blood testing for the commie gene, the pinko gene.
Yeah, the traitor gene, DNA stuff.
Right, the traitor gene, that's what they called it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
hilarious.
The no potty breaks was crazy. Turrets, if you don't have your fucking ID card on you, you'll be gunned down for walking to work. And for your DNA proof, every payday or whatever, you can have fingernails or toenails, but don't mix the two together. I loved that. I don't know why that made me giggle. There's something, the Flemish. What's got against the Flemish? What's that about? There's almost zero worry about the Flemish. You know how small Flanders is? Like
it's just a running joke there.
Oh my God.
It's like in Austin Powers. Remember when Nigel
the
Powers
Flemish.
he says there are 2 things I hate in this world: intolerance and the Dutch.
Yep.
I wonder if it's like a reference to that kind of thing there.
Exactly.
His Goldmember was Flemish.
Goldmember. Oh, so good. The Carpenters. I wrote something about the Carpenters. What was it? The Carpenters and the Masons weren't allowed to. They're not allowed to associate with Carpenters and Masons or something.
Yeah, that was the same group as the Flemish.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were probably unionized.
So who are they selling their fucking tools to?
The Carpenters and you're absolutely right there.
They're not allowed to. Are they say you're not allowed to associate with Flemish carpenters and masons or all carpenters? Because if there's not allowed to associate with all carpenters and masons, who the fuck is using their tools other than carpenters and masons?
First of all, apologies to any of our Flemish friends out there. This was Anthony House, not us.
we love the Flemish.
It makes no sense. I have to wonder if it's either he didn't want fraternizing with people doing the work in the building, or if it was because of the whole, union agitators and such at the time in the trades. Don't know.
And souvenir moon rocks and stovepipe. What was?
Yeah, that was
is that a drug reference? What is that?
Fun toys.
I was like, is that a drug reference? Are they doing? I don't even know what those or sexual implements.
God, that was another one between those ones, right? That was Jenny de Dobson, and she said, "Want me to bring the stovepipe and souvenir moon rocks?" Yeah, they were making stuff up at that point.
Is she inserting that? What's? All right, never mind.
Don't ask.
The elephant foot trash can.
And don't check the terminal of whomever out of Obsidian wrote this either, because we might not want to see any of their personal email.
Will, I think you're going to get yourself registered on a list just for recording this message, sir. Good stuff for Fallout Terminal Velocity. Really good one, Will. Thank you. Let's see. We've got lots of feedback to roll into. Do we have... we'll do some game time maybe a little bit later. So let's roll into some feedback. Jess, who do you want to start with this week?
Let's go in the order you got there. I think John was first to send in. So let's start with John.
All right, John. Thank you so much for sending in.
We make feedback.
This is John with my New Vegas feedback for Butch Caldwell. This is for the House Always Wins 2. Last time I took Butch and took out Benny at the Tops instead of going to see Mr. House. So after we took out Benny, we went to talk to Mr. House at the Lucky 38, and we did the House Always Wins 1 by activating the upgrading the Securitrons there. He then sends you to go to the fort to activate the rest of his Securitron army. At this point, I was able to get a level up for Butch, so we upgraded his added more points to his lockpick and got him up to 65. And with a lockpick magazine, he was able to pick the lock at the Silver Rush for the Van Graffs and get the evidence he needed for Cass. They took it up to Jackson at the Mojave Outpost, and he said he would get it to the NCR in California. This was able to get Cass the Calm Hearts perk, which gives her a boost to health. The boost is like, I think it said it was 50 on the website, so it doesn't tell you. It just tells you she gets a boost. Anyway, they head to Cottonwood Cove and show the mark of Khazar or Caesar. It sounds so stupid when you say Khazar. Anyway, they get to the fort. They have to leave their weapons at the gate. They talk to Dale Burton. He's a trader for the Legion, and we pick up a laser sight for the 10mm, but apparently on the weathered 20mm you get from the add-on, it doesn't show up on the weapon, and it doesn't show a red dot on anything, but it does decrease the spread of the bullets by like 0.3% or something. Anyway, they head up the hill and get to the Caesar's tent, and Caesar tells Butch that he's an idiot for coming. He's going to kill him because he took out his Legion soldiers. And then he's like, "Oh no, I'm just fucking with you. Or just kidding around, Here, this is what you're gonna do though. You're gonna go take the platinum chip, and you're gonna go and destroy the bunker, and all of Mr. House's stuff." Butch agrees, and then heads to the weather station building at the off to the other side of the hill. And then gets the chip back in his weapons and puts the chip in the panel, and then it opens up the floor so he can go down the steps. He goes down and talks to Mr. House, but he just tells him to hurry up and get it done. At this point, I think he's supposed to tell you that he can't. He's got some. There's some Securitron, or not Securitrons, but sentry bots and turrets and Protectrons that he can't deactivate, but he just doesn't tell him anything. He just tells them to hurry up and get it done. So Butch heads down and takes out a Mr. Gutsy, and gets into a room with like 3 computers. Two of the computers he can't hack because the level's too high. But one of them he gets into, and it allows him to shut down the turrets that are down there. So they just have to deal with the sentry bots and the Protectrons. They're able to take that out with the laser gun for Cass and Eddie, and I think it's a service rifle that I used. The 10 millimeter works. The weather 10 millimeter works pretty good, but it's still just not strong enough to take out these guys. So we just had to use other weapons. But they get those out, and then they put the platinum chip in the other panel, and they are able to activate the rest of the army. Head back and talk to Mr. House. He tells him just head back to the Lucky 38 for the rest of the plan. Butch has to fight his way back out and gets back to Caesar's tent. And by this time, I'm just tired, so we take the mercenaries' grenade rifle and just blow Caesar and the rest of his guys away. And I don't think it's any kind of special weapon, but he picks up the displacer glove, I think it's called, that Caesar was wearing. It looks white, like a futuristic kind of weapon, but he picks us up, and then he he heads back down the hill and fights more Legion, and then he tries to sell stuff to to Dale Burton again, but Dale just starts talking about how good the trading's going to be now that Caesar's gone. They head back out. They get back to the cove. They fight their way through that again, and they are able to free the Miller family from that cage, unlocking or giving the key to unlock the collars around their necks, and then they take off. So that's it for this time. Sorry, I keep going long, but yeah. I did skip the part where I got the mysterious magnum from the Lonesome Drifter. Got him to go to the Aces Theater at the Tops. He got the mysterious magnum for payment for getting him a job. But that's the weapon that makes the same sound that the mysterious stranger has when he pops up. And I can't remember, it's a 44 Magnum, but I can't remember if there's any kind of special to it. So anyway, that's it. I think thanks again for listening to me ramble. I appreciate being able to do this. And thank you very much, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
What is this glove weapon he got from the Legion that he was talking about? What do you call that?
It's the Displacer's glove.
Displacer's glove. I'm going to write that down. What did it tell me about that? What do you know about that?
It is. It's electrified.
Yeah, there are a couple of them, right? There's a couple named ones you can get.
Is it a power fist
variants.
or what?
It's more like a weird electronic glove thing. It's got like a box on the wrist, and then the glove has a zapper in it. I think one of them is called the Zap Glove.
See what it says. This is Zap Glove. Does it have an old NES controller on the armband?
Like a power glove? It does.
Glove.
It doesn't not look like a power glove, to be honest.
Oh my god! The greatest achievement of mankind.
It's pretty powerful. I mean, it has a damage of 50, which is right up there.
That's good for. I assume you can swing it pretty fast.
Yeah, I don't think it's in any other games. I think it's one of those New Vegas unique items, and there are a couple of them for sure. I've
never heard of it. Displacer glove. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, awesome. I'd never even heard of that. Oh, wow, look at that. That is kind of odd looking. Oh, I see. It looks like it's got like if you punch someone, it's like got a little like explosive thing across your knuckles or something maybe. Is that that might be the charge pad. Okay, I see that must be like a generator on your wrist and the charge pad on the knuckles, and when you hit them it discharges, I bet. Right, okay. That's awesome, actually. That's really cool looking.
Yeah, and with the mysterious Magnum, through the conversation that you have with him, you find out that
right,
his father is the mysterious stranger.
Like they don't make it explicit.
It's not mysterious?
It's like they don't. They give you every hint in the world, so like it's clear. It's clear, but they never actually outright say it. But then when you get the gun from him, the mysterious magnum, after you recruit him, it makes the mysterious stranger sound when you pull it. So
but it's his dad, not him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Crazy. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback there, Shoveler. We got. Sorry. Yep.
After all the Shelter you've played, when you hear the mysterious stranger noise, do you go to immediately like click on the screen? Like, do you just in the game? Do you look for it?
I play with sound down a lot so as not to annoy my wife, but I do feel the vibration all the time. Like it happens so much. Like my phone's like wah, wah. Like every time he pops up, that I know that's what that means when he's. But it's seriously like constant. That was find the mysterious stranger 3 times was the last thing that I got on the Shelter Season 1 pass thing.
Oh wow!
Like,
awesome.
I'm so terrible at that. I remember having a conversation with Frater about that. Who's we're talking about the frequency and success rate with finding the mysterious, the stranger, and he's just like 70, 80%. Yeah, I usually find him. I'm down into like single digits being able to find this guy. Like if I don't know what it is. I'm terrible at it, and it takes me forever. I hear that wah, wah, and as soon as I get like
having the sound,
by the time I get zoomed in to start looking, it's like gives me the single. Oh, I'm going away now. But I'm like, oh god, I'm just so slow at it.
Probably easier on phone than Xbox too. Because I play on Xbox, and I will say I get him not even quite half the time. I mean, it's double digits. Not to brag or anything.
Better than me. Not to brag, but I am in the double digits.
I just want to say I also liked how John shouted out a number of the weapons that he used in various situations for this. He switched through a lot of different weapons, service rifle, mercenary's grenade rifle to take out Caesar. And I like that he's switching and trying a bunch of different weapons for different situations.
I am amazed at how many different kinds of like grenade launchers there are. There's like a 40 and a 20 something, or I don't even remember. Like I just remember, it's like, okay, I got the grenade launcher, and I got grenade. Those are the wrong size. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's good to have all those weapons and all the unique variants. That's something that, people miss in some of the games that don't have them. I mean, they added more over time, but even Fallout 4, I'm not sure if 4 has as many weapons as New Vegas.
I was just about to say, I think they stepped back the variants on Fallout 4.
Probably because of all the mods. Probably because of, modding things back and forth. And
legendary
you get more
effects.
With legendary and less with the named weapons.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you, Shoveler. We'll see who is up next. Looks like we got Technomancer. Sorry, you're going to have to tell me the name. Steven, Technomancer.
This is the second entry for June Boom Finch. By the time I reached Novak, the sun had already slipped behind the dinosaur. My leg was still giving me trouble, so the first place I stopped was the local doctor's tent. She patched me up well enough, nothing fancy, but serviceable. After that, I headed to the motel and spoke with the innkeeper. She offered me a decent rate for an extended stay room, which I accepted. I asked if the men I was hunting had passed through town. She confirmed they had and told me that I'd want to speak with the daytime sniper, Manny Vargas. That could wait for now, though. I needed sleep. The next morning, while chatting with a retired vertibird pilot on the motel balcony, I noticed the daytime sniper leaving his room. Rather than confront him outright, I decided to do a little investigating first. I slipped inside his room and found exactly what I was looking for. A note confirming that my well-dressed assailant and the Great Khans had passed through Novak, and they were working with Manny. Manny Vargas had been born a Great Khan and was helping them with this plan. That told me all I needed to know. No conversation required. Boulder City was my next stop to confront Benny and the Great Khans. About halfway there, I spotted a solar power plant that didn't look right. Back home, our mining town ran on solar arrays, and I knew a bad alignment when I saw it. I figured a detour might earn me some caps or some quality salvage. Unfortunately, the place, Helios 1, was under NCR control. Still, I convinced them that I could help, given my expertise. They sent me to meet the man currently in charge of the plant, Mr. Fantastic. Only the NCR could put someone that stupid in charge of a power station. He wanted me to reroute the energy exclusively to the NCR at Camp McCarran and the Strip in New Vegas. That wasn't happening. His assistant quietly begged me to send power to the surrounding region instead, assuming the system wasn't already beyond saving. To fix anything, I had to enter the control tower. The NCR had accidentally activated the robotic security system and refused to go back in. I didn't have that luxury. The moment I stepped inside, I activated a stealth boy, one of the two I'd picked up earlier. I hope it would last. Under the cover of the stealth boy, I hacked the security terminal and shut down the turrets, but the tower was still crawling with robots. I triggered my second stealth boy and spotted a Mr. Gutsy below. One well-placed shot from my grenade launcher, fired from the catwalk above, took it out. Moments later, the stealth boy fizzled out. I pressed on without the last one. 2 projectrons blocked the corridor ahead. Slow, armored, and deadly in tight spaces. I planted a few frag mines, fired to get their attention, then ran. The first robot exploded. The second kept coming, firing wildly. I ducked behind a pillar just as it triggered the final mine. That was too close for comfort. On my way back down the hall, a door opened and more projectrons poured out. I dropped additional mines and sprinted into a nearby janitorial closet. For good measure, I planted my last mine just outside the closet door and shut it tight. Explosions shook the hallway, then footsteps. More robots stopped right outside the door. No explosion. I held my breath, then boom. When I stepped back out, the hallway was littered with scrap. I salvaged what I could and finished reactivating the solar array. Turns out Helios 1 wasn't just a power plant, according to the terminal entries. It was a pre-war weapons system. I restored full power but didn't route it anywhere in particular. I reactivated the weapons system instead and kept the access code to myself. Then I left, telling the NCR everything was running perfectly. Later in Boulder City, NCR guard told me the Great Khans were holed up in the ruins, surrounded with NCR hostages held as leverage. I told him the Khans had something in mind and offered to negotiate with them for the release of the hostages. He figured I'd be the only one at risk, so he let me try. Jessup, the Khans leader, was surprised to see me alive. I offered to help them fight their way out. Grenade rifle, rooftop vantage point, the works. But he didn't want to risk his people. Instead, I proposed a deal, release the hostages, and I'd secure their safe passage. He didn't trust me, but I said I could try, bribing the NCR officer. 500 caps sealed it. NCR currency isn't worth much these days, and the NCR officers wanted the caps. Everyone walked away alive. Jessup gave me Benny's lighter, told me I'd find him on the strip. It wasn't much, but in addition to the note I found earlier, it was a direction.
Alrighty, thank you there, Technomancer. Sound like it may cut off there.
Yeah, it did end a little abruptly. I'm not sure if that was actually the end or if it cut off a little. But enjoyed hearing more about his journey. Like I said, he is our Legion player, so he's taken a slightly different perspective for this one. Good to hear about his adventures around Novak and with all that, chatting with people and investigating. I really liked the procedural kind of logical investigation that the character took.
I just reminded how long the Stealth Boys last with its description of that scene. Is just like,
really, yeah.
By the time I pop a Stealth Boy, I learned that in Fallout 4 you have to get everything set up before you use a Stealth Boy because you don't want to pop it up and then, have to do anything before you go. It's like, all right, get everything ready, and then you can pop this up. He seems like he could pop the Stealth Boy, go chill in the janitorial closet for a little while, Just take your time. This is New Vegas.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
That is crazy. It's seriously 20 seconds and fall. All right, thank you, Technomancer. Coming up, it looks like we have a Randowasteland, and that is this one, I believe.
The Diaries of Myra Tenpenny, Volume 4, Entry 1. I think I've decided I need to cover my face. After meeting Mars Volta, well, that one guy from Caesar's Legion outside the Lucky 38, and him recognized me immediately, I think it's time I use some more discretion. I tried to put on one of our extra power armor helmets the other day, and Veronica couldn't stop laughing. She kept saying I didn't have the proper training and slapping her knee. Like, seriously? For a helmet? But apparently her Brotherhood of Still Brethren can help, so I guess we're going to make some stops on our way to Cottonwood. Entry 2. What a weird day. I did some first aid on a mole rat. Burrow freely, Sir Snuffles. Cleared out a quarry full of death bunnies. I know, they're death claws, but this is stuck. But a death claw omelet before bed was pretty nice. Heading to Hidden Valley tomorrow. Entry 3. I'm wearing a T-50 helmet while I write this, so forgive me if I go too fast. Seriously though, I'm not going to bore you with all the details. Let's just say I fixed a radio and did a bunch of other stuff, and now I'm power armor certified. Not going to wear power armor though. I'm in good with the Brotherhood of Still. They like me, but I have a feeling that's not going to last. I don't think Mr. House wants them around. But anyway, I bought a power armor helmet, slightly nicer than Veronica's, just to rub it in. Now I do have the proper training. And more money. But we are heading to Cottonwood Cove to go meet Caesar. Can't wait. Wonder how this is gonna go. Entry 5. All hail Caesar, you insufferable dick. I don't care what Mr. House says. I didn't kill Caesar, but I'm going to. That's the last time I let a LARPer talk to me like that. Seriously doubting the effectiveness of the NCR. How do you let a group of unchecked LARPers get this out of hand? Anyway, I put the chip in the console, opened the bunker, activated the robots, upgraded the robots, and that was about it. And Caesar caught a pretty major attitude when I told him I was done doing anything for him. May have to come back and pay him a visit after this is all over. We're back in the presidential suite at the Lucky 38. I guess tomorrow I get to go start recruiting people for the cause. I'm not sure what the cause actually is anymore. But I do know, like I said in a previous entry, I want to secure this place and live here, so I guess whatever it takes.
You want to secure this place? Are you sure? I don't think it's a good idea. Looking at the pictures Randall posted during the stream there, can you go outside wearing that power armor helmet with that armor? What armor is he wearing in that picture?
Combat armor?
Yeah, it might be combat armor. It's hard to tell.
So you're not allowed to put on the power armor without training, but you can put the helmet on? Is that true?
He might have training.
I thought that this was before. Oh, maybe he did all that stuff on the way there.
Yeah, he, like a lot of people, they've already gone to the BOS. You're not the only one who did some of that stuff.
I'm not the only one. Is combat armor, comparable to power armor? Is it sort of?
No. Even
Okay.
in New Vegas, it's a balanced option.
Okay.
The balanced option. But yeah, so we got a few pictures. We got them on the dock.
Beautiful.
And of course, it's funny with him wearing the helmet because for a long time he had Veronica dressed like RoboCop. So she was wearing the power armor, but with the helmet with the visor, which definitely made me feel like RoboCop.
Murphy.
So he can wear the helmet for her. Yep. We got some good pictures of Mr. House and the upgrade and the Legion camp and all that in there. So great to hear from Myra again. He said he had trouble finding time to record it, but, so he couldn't get quite as in-depth this week. But that was great feedback. Thank you.
Yep. Good job. Thank you, sir. Coming up, we got Mr. Suliore.
Hey, all you cool cats and dolls. This is Ace Rockwell back with another report from my adventures around the Mojave Wasteland. So, after taking out all of the Legion at the fort and at Cottonwood Cove, I decided to give Veronica a little bit of a break. I don't want to overwork the poor girl. I'm sure she enjoys running around punching things, but the girl deserves a break after all she's done for me. So I decided to go back to the NCR checkpoint and see if Cass still wanted to run. She seemed happy enough sitting there getting drunk off her ass all day, but I figured I'd give her a little bit to do. After a little bit running around killing things in the wasteland, she told me that she wanted to go check out one of her caravans that had been missing. Turns out it had been hit, and hard. There was a dead Brahmin, and then everything else was turned into piles of ash. Energy weapons. I gave the poor girl a minute. Then she told me about another one that she'd been wondering about. We head over there, same deal. Dead Brahmin, empty crate, and piles of ash. This didn't look good. Cass had one more location that she wanted to check out. We head over there, and again, same deal. Somebody was targeting these caravans, trying to get them to get out of the business. We needed to find out who. Cass had an idea of who it was. Of course, there's the Crimson Caravan. They're the biggest caravan business in the area. She's pretty sure that Alice McClafferty is trying to kill off her competition, but we needed to prove it. The piles of ash were also telling. There's only one place in the area that sells weapons like that. The Van Graffs at the Silver Rush. So we had our suspects. Now we just needed to prove it. I've been to the Crimson Caravan plenty of times already, and I knew where their safes were. If there was a document that on hand that proved Alice's involvement, it was there. So I snuck in the middle of the night and cracked her safe. Sure enough, document was there. I will say that Cass didn't like all this sneaking around. She just wanted to go in and kill everybody. And I can understand that completely after everything that I'd just been through with Caesar's Legion. But sometimes there's a proper way of doing these things. So now on to the Van Graffs. I've been in there once too. They had the ammo I need for my YCS 186. Dorman let me in just fine. I just had to give over all my weapons. Not really a fan of that, but whatever. Walk in, I see these two guys guarding a door. My guess is the safe is there. Walked right up to the door with these two guys standing right there and unlocked it, no problem. Funny thing is, the guys didn't seem to care. You would think if a guy tries unlocking a door that you're guarding, they'd shoot me, but no. Walk in, go to the back, find the safe, cracked it open, and sure enough, there was the document. So now we just have to turn everything over to the NCR. Cass and I head back to the NCR outpost and turn everything over to Ranger Jackson. He promised he would get this to the authorities, and Alice McClafferty and the Van Graffs will see justice. Cass seemed satisfied by this. Sure, she would have loved to see their heads on spikes, but she was just happy knowing that they would see justice. So, after all this, I decided to give her a break also. She's seen a lot. So, I went back and recruited Raoul. Figured I'd give him some time to run around and see more than just the inside of the transmission tower. He had a pretty nice shack up in the mountains, though. I've been hearing a lot about these Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle caps, so I figured I'd check it out. Went over to the plant to see if I could find any there. Unfortunately, I didn't, but I did find this nice little robot named Festus. He told me the story about how great Sunset Sarsaparilla was, and it's okay. I've had it before. But then he also mentioned this little game that he had called Horseshoes. Challenged him a few times, and I was able to win. It reminded me of this game that they have in the casinos called Blackjack. We did have to kill some things in the factory, though. And it's funny, I swear, Raoul reminds me a little bit of Yes Man. He's all, "Yes, boss, whatever you need, boss. Also, crouching as hell on my knees, boss. Although I swear with him it's a little bit more sarcastic. Maybe eventually he'll open up to me and be a little bit more honest if he has an issue with things. But yeah, definitely enjoyed the Sunset Sarsaparilla Factory. Think I might go pay a visit to Boone and see what he's been up to since he took out Jeannie Mae. But until then, why don't I turn you back over to Sue? Well, I still have my teeth if that says anything. For now you do. Anyway, yeah, I had the time, so I figured I'd see what some of these other companion quests were like. I mean, yeah, I've done them years ago, but it's been a while. So yeah, I switched out Veronica, told her to go back to the Lucky 38, and she asked if she could have room service, to which I said, of course, I'm buying. It's my place anyway these days. So yeah, I ran around with Cass, and her quest was very fast compared to all the shit that you have to do at the Brotherhood. So I got done with her quest line within, like, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, and I thought I'd see how Raul was, because he was the first companion that I had, and I forgot just how long it takes to go through his stuff. Like, he still hasn't opened up to me at all yet, so I might switch out Boone, or switch him out with Boone the next time that I stream, so probably this coming weekend. And yeah, other than that, just still running around enjoying all these random locations that more often than not I haven't seen before. So anyway, that's about all for me. I'm looking forward to getting into Honest Hearts. So until next time, I will see everybody in the Wasteland.
He shows back up to the penthouse suite. Veronica is nowhere to be found and has Keith mooned the entire hotel room complex. Thanks, Veronica.
Keith.
Is her quest the Brotherhood quest, or does she have like a separate side quest as well as the Brotherhood content?
I mean, hers is separate, but it involves the Brotherhood. You know, it's
kind of
finding stuff
wrapped
to
up
bring
in
back
there,
to the
right?
Brotherhood for her to convince them, you know, to explore more. Yeah, the majority of them are wrapped up into things. Like Suliore was discussing Cass's quest.
Yeah.
This episode, which he did Cass's and John did Cass's too. John mentioned the Calm Heart perk. And I thought that was great that, you know, right now people are kind of catching up and having a chance to do the companion quest at this point with, you know, since we're just a little ways into the season and it kind of hit a slow bit and people are catching up. It's a good time to do that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr.
But
Suliore.
I thought it was cool that both he and John went the NCR route to get the Calm Heart perk. The Calm Heart perk. Wow.
What'd you say?
I said the Calm Heart Park.
The Calm Heart Park. Good one.
Yeah, you know, it's one of the new national parks out there in the Mojave.
Calm Heart. Yeah, love that one.
But that gives Cass 50 extra points, whereas the other one, which is I believe like Hand of Vengeance or something, that gives her 15% more damage with guns. It's a
good name for the power fist thing you were talking about earlier. The
right?
Power glove.
Yeah, the displacer glove. Yeah, absolutely. But so I thought it was cool they did the Ranger Gapson thing. Also that he went to visit Festus in the Sunset Sarsaparilla camp.
So Festus is the promotional robot for the Sunset Sarsaparilla company. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes, he's the robot there.
He's in a little, kind of like the fortune teller case. You know, the glass box with the...
Oh, so he's not walking around or anything?
No. Yeah, lit like Zombie or something.
Oh, no.
He's in the little box.
Beep, boop, beep.
Exactly. And so he'll tell you, you know, the history of the Sunset Sarsaparilla plant, you know, and the story. And, of course, you bring your bottle caps to him. And, of course, making the reference, I think he made it specifically because of the fact that, you know, we might see that location in the TV show. No spoilers.
You guys drink sarsaparilla? I don't know that I've had a real sarsaparilla. I may have had like a fake modern day one, like with artificial flavors or whatever. You ever had like a real sarsaparilla?
It's been a while. I don't do a lot of sodas.
No, you don't like sweet stuff.
I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have.
Oh,
but,
Jess, you're
a
from
lot
the
of
East Coast.
sarsaparilla tastes like root beer.
Yeah, the modern artificial stuff day was. Jess, you're from the East Coast. Do you know birch beer? If you had birch beer?
Oh, I love birch beer. Yeah. Growing up, we would actually have birch beer almost as much as root beer.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was till I went to high school in Pennsylvania. I was like, birch beer? What the fuck is this? Yeah, it's good.
It's like
good stuff.
somewhere between cream soda and root beer.
Yeah, it's like if you mix those two.
More vanilla flavor.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. Good stuff. All right. Thank you, Suliore. Let's check in with Steve.
Kia ora, Fallout Feed friend folk. Pip-Boy Steve here with some unsolicited feedback on a few Fallout-related things. First up is my thoughts on Fallout Shelter Season 1. Mixed feelings on this. I love the update applied to all platforms. The mobile platform has had all the goodies, new quest lines previously, and leaving the console and PC versions behind. But now everybody gets everything. I dare say that the mobile version is easier in that you have an ad platform that can grant you tons of extras like quantum colas and lunchboxes, which make a difference. The console and PC versions don't have the ad rewards, so as a PC player, it was amazing to get all the newer quests and enemies. They're super fun. I did spring for the standard season pass for the rewards, but I did not go premium for the extra rewards. The biggest thing there seemed to be getting a Mr. House Legendary Dweller, but I thought it was worth the main standard pass for my investment. I'm not overly excited by the rewards. There are a couple of room themes and some legendary dwellers, a couple legendary dwellers, some weapons that I won't use in my main vault, a couple pets. Probably what made the pass worth it for me was the 16 lunch boxes. You can claim the pass rewards in your other vaults, so that's why I bought the pass, was to open the rewards in my main vault. I am creeping my way to the 20 Legendary Dwellers achievement. I'm at 14 Legendary Dwellers right now with a couple of Vault 33 quests to complete, which will get me to 15. The experimental vault is going away in a couple of days, so I'm not really that inspired at this point to keep going with it. Actually, by the time this is published, it might be gone. But if you do keep going with the season pass, you will get lunch boxes in the same way that if you keep going with the Fallout 76 season pass, you get repair kits and stuff. So that's great. I had fun with it. Although I'm a little disappointed that they reserved some of the new rooms advertised for future seasons. But I guess they want to spoon feed us that new content instead of giving us everything at once. Oh, and also I was able to complete the season even though I took probably 2.5 or 3 weeks out of the season not playing. So it's totally doable within the time period, in my opinion. I have also been playing Fallout 4, and I started a new character after the update came out. I went default Nate. I even called him Nate and didn't change his looks at all. This is a vanilla survival run with all the Creation Club content. The personal challenge I took on was to get a natural 11 in all special skills. I started with 4 points in each special, and aside from the medic perk so that I can make antibiotics, I've only put perk points into special points. I'm now at level 47, and I have them maxed out at 10 except for charisma. I'm going to do that, but I just haven't done it yet. And I'm going to go collect the bobbleheads soon for that sweet natural 11 in each category. Oh, and I do have a 12 in intelligence with the Your Special book. For the first time, I'm making this a commando build, so all my caps are going to ammunition. Some of the Creation Club content stuff helps, like the sentry following me around. He's like a bonus follower that doesn't count as a follower. And a pretty early bloodied combat rifle that you can get that's been handy. All the Creation player homes are cool. They're nice to have safe spots to sleep. Otherwise, I don't feel like it's really gaming the system or changing it too much. Overall, my response to the update is cool. I'm always hoping it's something that will completely revamp the game for me, but I guess that's what mods are for. And I am totally enjoying the television show and really looking forward to every episode. All right, well, okie dokie. I'll see you in the wasteland.
All right. What do you think of Steve's opinion of Fallout Shelter?
I think you need to tell him it's a scam. I think he needs to know.
I think he kind of figured
Sounds
it
like he's
out.
enjoying
I
it
don't
too
think he
much.
was that excited about it. I think he,
No.
I think he kind of knows it's a scam. I think most people who play will be like, "Oh, huh, okay."
Yeah, when you get into the point of having to buy, various things and such, it's a bit much.
One thing I did not know, however, and I guess I need to go confirm this, and I don't know if this could not be region based. I didn't realize that the new characters and stuff came to the console. I thought it was mobile only. Did he not say that all of this stuff is now available on? I haven't played Shelter on the console. I did all this stuff on my phone recently. So
it came to PC and phone first, but
I think that he implied that it's on console as well. So I need to check that out, see if it is.
I know the individual quests don't. And I feel like I might have mentioned something in Iguana Bits a month ago and have forgotten already that they were going to bring some of the season stuff to the console.
Don't pretend like we actually listen to our own show or anything. Come on, guys. Yeah. All right. But I need to figure that out. Yeah, Steve, that's awesome.
I don't think it's there, but maybe I misheard.
All right.
Or maybe he's playing on PC.
You get 16 lunch boxes as well with like his season pass that he got, and I'm thinking, God, that kind of sounds familiar. Don't you get like like the Atomic Shop when you subscribe to Fallout First? Don't you get?
It is interesting that there are a lot of parallels between Fallout First and bringing seasons to Shelter.
1,600 atoms or something. Isn't there a connection there?
It's almost like they learned a new business model. It's almost like they're like,
It's a scam, everyone. All right.
It's good to hear about him revisiting 4, though.
Oh, yeah.
After the update, because, he's not doing the New Vegas Roundtable with us. He's not joining for the New Vegas Roundtable. But, with Anniversary Edition, he's going back into 4. And some of us have been playing, seeing things mixed in. But if you want to see everything added with nothing extra that you're like, I don't know if I added this or the game added this. This is a good way to know. But when I hear about like a Sentry Bot companion, I think that would make survival mode a little bit easier, maybe.
And I like his review. He was like, "Cool." You sound super hyped there, Steve. Okay, now it totally changes the game though the way he's playing, because you do not. I could be wrong, but you do not really take perks this way, right? The way he's playing, he set all of his specials at 4.
Takes a while.
And he's getting all of his specials up to 10 and then doing the bobblehead for 11. And then the your special book for intelligence for 12. How do you do you have to I always forget what order you fill it up to 10. You get your special book to make it 11, and then the bobblehead for 12? Do you have to do it in that order? Do you have to not pick up the special book until you get your natural 10?
Because he would have to. So the way that you do it is I think it's a beer that you drink that reduces your intelligence by 1. When your intelligence is 10, you drink a beer. And it goes down to 9, which allows you to add another point to intelligence.
No way.
With the book.
It lets you temporarily reduce your intelligence to add a permanent increase?
That's how they allow it. Yeah, because otherwise the game wouldn't let you.
It should know better.
And then you get the bobblehead on top of that and get your 12.
Crazy. And I assume he's going intelligence to level up faster because he hasn't taken any goddamn perks. Right? If he's doing all special and he's only level 40 or whatever, 50, I don't remember what level he said he was. He's gone, the 7 perks times was it 6, 42. Yeah. So like he's spent all of his points on special stuff and he hasn't taken a perk yet probably.
Right. But he said he took one Perkin medicine, so that he could make the antibiotics.
Right. Those, yeah. Very, very special. Especially when you're running around with a rusty sentry bot, you just get nicked, and you need your tetanus booster. The motherfucker. All right, beautiful. Thank you, Steve. Great to hear from you. And I will reiterate, Steve almost seemed a little bit tongue-in-cheek apologetic about sending in feedback that was not revolving around the current New Vegas Roundtable. And I was just like, dude, who the fuck cares? Just as long as, it doesn't even necessarily need to be Fallout related. I'll listen to your feedback. I don't care. Send us in whatever you guys are doing in the gaming world. We will we'll take a listen to it. Seriously, guys.
Please make it Fallout related.
Nah, just like whatever you're fucking doing. That's fine. Yeah. Seriously.
That Final Fantasy crap.
Who would talk about that on a Fallout show? Exactly.
No, nobody.
We have enough trouble, wrangling ourselves.
You guys, I did not hear enough will. So let's take another double dose.
It's another picturesque day in the Mojave. The sun is low, the breeze gentle, and as has often been the case in recent days, the sound of kids' laughter and a dog's playful bark fills the otherwise quiet air. Cal steps onto the back porch.
Kid, remember when I told you Rex is really old? Maybe like not ride him.
The kids and Rex come to a stop, afraid they're in trouble.
Come on inside. There's someone I want you to meet.
Inside, they see another elderly woman about Cal's age, wearing a rattan cowboy hat and a flannel shirt. Cal moves to a cabinet and takes down a couple of glasses and a bottle of whiskey. As she pours, she introduces the woman.
This is Cass. I told you about meeting her briefly at the Mojave outpost. I ended up going back there, and we became good friends. I don't think either of us would have lasted much longer than Mojave without each other. And you too, Rex.
And Cal picked up the story after searching Benny's room and meeting Yes Man. She stepped out onto the neon-lit street in front of the Tops Casino. The strip buzzed around her, but she barely noticed. Her head swam with all she had just learned, so she almost didn't recognize him. A man in a suit and hat approached. No fox helmet, no Legion armor, but she knew the face.
My lord requires your presence at his camp at Fortification Hill.
Cal wanted nothing to do with the Legion, but two details lodged in her mind. Fortification Hill wasn't just a Legion camp. It was one of only two places that could decrypt the Platinum chip, and Benny might be headed there too. That wasn't over. Then, not even a minute later...
Hey, you there. I have a message for you.
Another summons, this time from the NCR. Cal was almost angry. Almost. The author described himself as a plenipotentiary. She smiled despite herself, a fellow sesquipedalian. With invitation from the NCR, the Legion, Mr. House, Cal made the obvious choice. She finished her work for the Atomic Wrangler. The Garretts wanted their runaway debt collector, Caleb McCaffrey, dead, his hat as proof. Cal wanted another way. When she found him, she made him an offer. Hand over the hat and disappear. He took it. Cal returned the hat, let the Garretts believe what they wanted, and accepted the room they offered her as a reward. A small lie in service of less blood. The next morning, Cal went to the Crimson Caravan Company, hoping to secure allies and supplies for the followers of the apocalypse. Instead, she found work.
There's a small trading outfit, Cassidy Caravans, that I'm interested in acquiring.
That caught her attention. She remembered Cass at the Mojave outpost, planted at the bar, anchored there by whiskey and grief. If Cal could offer her a way forward, she'd do it. On the road there, Cal ran straight into a wall of cazadors, or as she put it, Kaza shut the fucking doors. I'm going the other way. At the Mojave outpost, Cass was exactly where Cal had left her. Same stool, new whiskey.
You come around like a bad habit.
Cal brought her Alice's offer, a buyout of Cassidy Caravans, equipment, contracts, all of it. Cass didn't like it, didn't want to be bought.
If someone came up to you and offered you 1,000 caps for your name, would you take it?
Cal pushed aside the thought that she hadn't just lost her name, but her entire identity, and pressed gently. This outpost was the last place she wanted to be trapped.
That's a good point.
Cass stared into her glass.
Give me that paper. I'll put my name to it.
Cal asked what she'd do next. Cass didn't know. It should have ended there. But Cal, on a whim, said something that surprised them both. Come with me.
Go with you? And why the hell would I do that?
Cal didn't know. She didn't even know why she had asked. She just replied, why not?
Walking the Mojave with you can't be any worse than here, that's for sure. All right, I'm in.
And just like that, a caravan of two. Before Jacobstown, Cass asked for a minor detour, the site where her caravan had died. Cal didn't hesitate. The wreckage was blackened and familiar in the worst way. Cal could feel it tugging at a memory she couldn't place, but one detail stood out: energy weapons. Cass knew of another caravan attacked the same way. They would check it out after Jacobstown. Jacobstown was a village of mutants, but their doctor, Dr. Henry, was human.
Yes, specializing in neuroscience, both human and canine, cyberdogs and the like.
An ex-Enclave scientist, he examined Rex.
It's neural degradation. Biomed gel can only preserve a living brain for so long, so you'll need to find a replacement.
They thanked him and promised to return. At the other caravan sites, they found more of the same.
This is Brotherhood-level murder here, but they don't do things like that.
Some investigation revealed the truth. Both the Crimson Caravan Company and the Van Graffs were behind the attacks.
I'm gonna get some extra ammo, a few bottles of whiskey, and then show them how Cassidy's settle accounts.
Cass wanted revenge. So did Cal. Not just for Cass, but for herself. Something she couldn't remember. Violence stirred through her. Rage, sharp, but evanescent. She took a breath. She wanted a better Mojave. This was inimical to that. A thought. They could gather evidence and have the NCR properly deal with them. She already knew what Cass was going to say.
NCR? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Cal wondered the same thing, because the rage felt good. But even though she didn't know who she was, she knew who she wanted to be, someone who did the right thing. She pointed out that through proper channels, their revenge could have larger consequences. Cass reluctantly agreed. In the middle of the night, they slipped into the Crimson Caravan's main office. Cal found an agreement between Alice McLafferty and the Van Graffs to sabotage rival caravan companies, hiring mercenaries to eliminate Cassidy caravans so the remains could be bought cheaply. At the Silver Rush, Cal had Rex and Cass wait. With the Stealth Boy, Locksmith magazine, and careful timing, she slipped into the office, cracked the safe, and took what she needed.
No shit. There it is. The blood, the motive, as clear as day. They must have penned these with snake venom.
They took the evidence to Ranger Jackson, someone in the NCR they could trust. Back at the Mojave outpost, Jackson's jaw tightened as he read.
All right, this explains a lot of the lost caravans.
He made them promise not to take revenge into their own hands. In return, the NCR would give justice.
You have my word. I'll get this shit done.
As they walked away, Cass surprised Cal, admitting they had made the right call.
I think the NCR back west, when riled, is going to be the worst enemy the Van Graffs and the Crimson Caravan ever had.
Paperwork, investigations, a nightmare with no end.
The kind of evidence we gave is going to be worse than shooting them.
And with that done, the road opened again. That night, they heard a radio broadcast.
If you're hearing this, I have a job offer for you.
A caravan expedition heading north. Honest, clean work. The kind that called to both of them. So Cal turned her back on Benny, on the Legion, on Mr. House, even the NCR, and headed north. But the Mojave never makes things easy. After the chasm doorway to hell, they walked into a nest of vipers. Gunfire followed, drawing powder gangers, fiends, even Deathclaws. Grenades flew, machine guns roared, shotguns blasted, teeth gnashed and claws slashed. When it ended, Cal, Cass, and Rex stood alone in a street slick with blood. And somehow, amid the carnage, Cal found what she needed most: a new brain for Rex. Back in Jacobstown, Dr. Henry examined it. He said the transplant would change Rex. He'd be faster, sharper, but still Rex. Cal looked at the old dog, half machine, stubborn, loyal. Do it. Hours later, Rex stood again, a little steadier, a little more alive. And Cal let out a slow breath, but somewhere out there that radio broadcast still played. And so they continued north, toward honest work and clean trails.
Caravan of two now.
Or rather, three.
Rather, three. Well, you're going to want a goddamn Emmy for these production quality. If you're listening to the live show in the chat, please go back and listen to the podcast version so you get the full experience. Like we mentioned in the chat, the Zoom Live tends to clip a lot of the added bonuses that Will adds for... and he's putting tons of production quality into this. It's good shit.
One of the great things about cutting out background noise is it also cuts out background sound effects.
And all the the bed music and all the great stuff. Yeah.
They assume you don't want to hear things like bottles opening and stuff like that when you're podcasting.
Oh my God! It doesn't even play any of those. Holy shit!
You don't get most of them. No.
Oh
no,
my
just
God!
the voices. Mm-hmm.
Does it play the voices at least? Are those coming through?
Oh, yeah. Everything else coming through.
Because what if there's just like gaps in between? Oh Lord. Anyway, thank you.
It happens on the live. Sometimes the music at the beginning of Terminal Velocity, for instance, is just a blank to us.
And then the intro and outro music each week probably sounds garbled and crappy. Yeah.
Exactly. But no big, most people listen to the podcast on the recording. We appreciate people coming through live and also putting up with such things. I mentioned earlier that we were going through a lot of companion quests, and we did again here, which is kind of cool. We actually got two for the price of one feedback. So we did Cass again. I feel like this season, Edie is the most companions. And then I think it was Veronica and Cass were the next most common. Whereas not many people got Boone. I think I'm the only person with Arcade, which I am definitely picking up Arcade to go to. Honest Heart. He's going to come with me.
That curmudgeon. Good Lord.
I mean, he's a little bit picky about the company he keeps, Andrew.
What, you can't slaughter everyone and then expect him to be like, oh yeah, I'll tag along.
He's literally
nobody's bringing any companions to Honest Hearts.
Oh, that's a good point.
And that's you said we're doing that next, so you have to shed you can't take anyone with you.
No. They will stay behind. Yeah.
Is that the bus? Point, the bus thing I found across from Prim? Across the tracks from Prim? No,
that's Lonesome Road.
Lonesome Road. Okay.
Yeah, and it's because you get companions.
Right, follows truck.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We'll get into all that next week. Coming right up.
What was the cyber thing you guys were getting in? The cyber dogs, the cyber, and the like?
Rex.
It was because of the quote from the, was it an Enclave representative who said that there? Someone that he talked to and said,
the doctor,
cyber dogs
and
the like. Yeah, the Dr. Jacobstown. He said cyber dogs and the like. And so we were just thinking, what would the like
What
be?
Other animals are being cybered?
Right. Is it some kind of creepy creature? Is it just is it cats? Is it cyber cats? Mm-hmm. Or is it like dangerous animals like cyber bears, cyber cougars?
What does cyber imply? Would a synth gorilla be a cyber gorilla, or is that not or cyber and synth not the same thing? What does that cyber word actually mean?
Yeah,
cyber is a fusion. Right, meat and metal. So, like an android or something like a synth wouldn't necessarily be cyber per se. You know what I mean? Usually if something cyber is if you're fusing flesh and technology.
And the synth would not be because it doesn't have the steel framework. It actually has bone, and it's actually a synthesized human, so therefore it doesn't have the robotics to it. Okay.
Exactly. But, could you make a cyber synth by
mixing Gen 1 and Gen 3.
That's perfect.
Exactly. Or adding hardware. Who was the guy from Teen Titans? A cyborg. The cyborg, of course, is a cyber human. But what if you took a synth and you gave him a cyborg eye and electronics on his arms?
Oh, interesting. Wow. Yeah. RoboCop.
And there we are.
We're back to RoboCop. Exactly. It always comes back to Murphy. All right. Will, so much appreciation for your effort there, man. Really good stuff. Next up, we've got our good buddy.
Lori and Cass decided to do a little exploring on the outskirts of New Vegas. After clearing out fiends from the New Vegas West pump station, Lori started talking to Cass about her story. Cass's father was NCR, and her mother was a tribal that was convinced to stop wandering. She didn't know which tribe because they had been absorbed by the NCR. Her dad was exploring to the east and just never came back. Her mom was sick and passed away while she was in her teens. All she had left was the rose pendant that her dad gave her. That's why her name is Rose. Came from some old book. Out west she had the nickname Whiskey Rose until she punched out enough people. A long time ago, her dad owned a bar, which didn't seem to please Mom any. Because of the bar, in a pinch, Cass can make moonshine that kind of passes for whiskey out of maize, a couple of mute fruits, yeast, and a fishing battery? When asked about the caravan, she said that after her mother passed, she got restless staying in one place, like the Mojave Outpost, and sometimes got asked by folks to carry things from one place to another, out west, where most roads were safer. After a while, the caravan just formed around her. She prefers working with the NCR and the families of New Vegas, though the Emeritus are creepy. She won't trade with the Legion, who keep slaves and abuse women. The only good thing about the Legion is that they assign patrols to protect the caravans that will trade with them, likely because those caravans are run by men. Cass continued, the NCR should do better and drop their stop tolls and high fees when they give out routes they do protect. The Legion protects their towns, too. If the NCR did the same, some wouldn't find the Legion so tempting. The Legion's brutality, the threat of the cross, is the only thing keeping more towns from willingly joining it. The NCR tries to keep hold of everything and has outgrown the territory they can defend. They just keep expanding due to greed. Cass continued by saying that NCR soldiers suffer the most because they're sent out to fight the raider gangs without the resources to win. What makes it worse is that some of the gangs come from lands claimed by the NCR itself. For example, the powder gangers are too big for their patrols to rein in, but they don't have the troops to conduct a full assault on the NCR correctional facility. Cass's opinion about New Vegas is that it's a place for the NCR to dump cash. She doesn't need New Vegas when there are plenty of dumpy bars in safer parts of the NCR territory where she can get everything she needs. Laurie decided to head back to New Vegas. East of the gunrunner's shop, they ran across a destroyed Durable Dunn's caravan, one that Cass had not heard was missing. There they found some dead guards, one with Crimson Caravan garb and another with the markings of the Van Graff's staff. Cass immediately wanted to take them on for destroying rival caravans. Laurie suggested they report it to the NCR, but Cass said that would take forever. She then suggested they check out the Silver Rush and Freeside for evidence of the Van Graff's misdeeds. Laurie agreed, but wanted to take the chip back to Mr. House first. And so Laurie returned the platinum chip to Mr. House. He used it to upgrade his Securitrons in the Lucky 38 to their full potential. He directed Laurie to the elevator to see a demonstration of what the platinum chip does for his Securitrons. The chip provided the software drivers to enable their missile and grenade launchers, their primary weapon, which made them more terrifying than ever. Mr. House then asked her to infiltrate Caesar's camp at Fortification Hill, not to kill Caesar, but to use the platinum chip to open a storage area. House was cagey about what is hidden there. Further discussion with Mr. House made it obvious that he has a plan to let Caesar's Legion and the NCR Rangers wear themselves out fighting each other over the Hoover Dam. It's not clear if he then intends to use his upgraded Securitrons to mop up whatever's left and take the dam for himself, thus ensuring that New Vegas will survive, or there may be some more complex result beyond Laurie's comprehension. Laurie refused, leaving Mr. House with the promise to think about his task. Perhaps later the idea will make more sense to her. Not today. Surprisingly, Mr. House allowed Laurie to leave. Laurie told Cass about talking to Mr. House on what she called a big movie screen. Cass was suspicious and wondered what bad news awaits them there. For her part, Laurie decided that she must still have some value to House and let the NCR know what they were facing. She would have to be extremely careful not to tip her hand and let House know her true intentions.
I wonder... I'm sitting here looking at Lee's photo journal here in the live chat. Do we know who the character model was for the design of Mr. House who influenced that? That looks like, someone's dad or something. I just always love that story of when Jonah was on the show and he told that story of how the giants in Skyrim are modeled after his dad or grandfather or something like that.
Yeah, it was his dad.
So yeah. I always think about, now I actually think about that sort of stuff when I'm playing games. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wonder if that's like a personal, who that's designed after, who influenced that, or where they got the inspiration for that design. Because I actually think about that stuff now because the game designer actually put that in the head that, that has to come from somewhere. So it's like,
it happens a lot. Character designers, I think, they have to be careful not to pull too much, but they can certainly take inspiration. But specifically, and Suliore mentions this in chat, Mr. House was based on Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes
ways.
actually does look. I don't know if I actually ever seen a picture of Howard Hughes, but he actually
similar
does
style.
look like that.
The
Yeah.
thin, the
mustache.
the same looking face, the thin mustache.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen
in-game
pictures of him. I know that like he was the paranoid recluse, the tissue boxes on the shoe guy. Crazy.
In a way, actually, if you think about it, Mr. House and Anthony House kind of shared some of the attributes there. They split a little bit of the paranoia and extra stuff up. Although Mr. House obviously has plenty of his own as far as that goes. But yeah, there are pictures in the game that are based on real photographs of Howard Hughes as well. Like the photograph of him at the launch of Robco is like Howard Hughes in front of his airplane, like the Spruce Goose or something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay. But you mentioned the Forsworn. Yeah, so Lee is sharing pictures of Cass, and she is absolutely wearing a Forsworn outfit.
I couldn't remember what they were called off the top of my head, so I went to Google real quick, and I was like, Skyrim Hippie Raiders, and it popped up Forsworn.
I would never have called them that.
I can't believe that worked, but the Google AI totally knew what I was talking about.
But they're outfits that he picked up from the Viper Raiders, right? I believe. Are they Vipers who wear that outfit?
It's like a ram's head, and yeah, it's crazy. Spike. It looks like, what was that wrestling tag team duo who wore all the armor with the spiked shoulder pads and shit? Yeah, those guys.
It definitely
great.
has those vibes. But
The
he also
Road
gave her
Warriors.
glasses, which the glasses with a goat head skull headpiece.
Right. Yeah, you're wearing something
Neat.
so badass, but you still need those spectacles, or else I can't see without my. I'm wearing a goat's head, but hilarious.
It's quite the look, Lee. Love it.
All right. We do have a couple more here. Let's check in with Nicky and Calm Horizons.
Hey there, Fallout feed. This is Matt, Calm Horizons on the Discord, and with me again, I've got Nicky. Say hi, Nicky.
Hello there. We're not doing anything special this time.
We always do something special. It's just most of the time it's very boring. Anyway, so all right. So this is the feedback for Stellaran doing the one quest we had this week. That's the name. I can't remember what it is. But since it was a short week, I did a little bit more in Freeside. I finished up with the Kings, and I went to the NCR. I'm kind of wanting to like play everybody against each other. So I went to go to Ambassador Crocker, and he told me to make peace with the Kings and the NCR. So I did that.
It's a shame I can't do a good Elvis voice.
You think it's a shame. I think it's a godsend. Anyway, so after that, I went ahead and went over to the Legion, the fort, and on the way, Jess was talking about what kind of trouble did you get into on the way. I hate Camp Searchlight. I did not feel like fighting a bunch of NCR ghouls. So I didn't take the river route that Andrew did, but I did skirt around. Like I talked to no one. I fought nothing. I just made my way to Cottonwood Cove, and then
River route.
took the ferry up to the fort, and they want to take the weapons away and the chems and meds away. And again, from me, that if I'm going to go meet Caesar, then I have to follow the rules. So I kept my holdout weapons. Hadn't decided yet whether I was going to kill Caesar now or wait till later.
You have to kill him?
I don't have to kill him. I get to kill him. So then the question of the Stimpaks, the beds, comes up, and I can't convince him. I wanted to keep my Stimpaks at least to fight Caesar, but couldn't pass that speech check because I can't pass any speech checks. So left my stuff behind. Went and talked to Caesar. Went down into the bunker, and I was actually expecting Yes Man's face to be on the computer down there instead of Mr. House. and it was just connection lost sitting there on the screen. I thought that was strange, but I've never done Yes Man before, so I imagine that's normal. I just expected Yes Man to tell me, okay, here's all the Securitrons, go use the platinum chip to upgrade them all or whatever, but I guess he already told me all of that back in the Lucky 38. Anyway, so had no trouble down in the bunker. Jess was talking about there being 2 sentry bots in the bunker. I don't remember seeing any sentry bots. The turrets were tough, but
especially because you can only punch.
Well, fortunately, these turrets were on the ground, so I could punch them. But yeah, I went through and upgraded the Securitrons, and then went and talked to Caesar, and afterward he said, thank you for doing all of that. And then the next thing that I want you to do is to go talk to the boomers. We want them on their side. And I had already done all of the boomer stuff before. So I told him, don't worry, they will do whatever I ask them to do. And he says, great. And then I get the quest reward for completing that part of the Legion quest line. And I had also gone to Ambassador Crocker, and he had told me to go talk to the boomers, and I told him, don't worry about it, the boomers will go do whatever I tell them to do. And he said great, and I completed that part of the NCR quest line, so that was fun. So that's it for this week. Next week we've got the DLC coming up, and that should be fun, but I remember it being kind of a long one, so gonna have to knuckle down to crank it out in 1 week. But regardless, it's fun. It's fun. Okay, so that'll do it for us. Say goodbye, Nikki.
Goodbye.
And see you in the wasteland.
Say goodbye, Nikki. All right, what'd you guys think there?
I think their feedback is always special, even if they don't have anything special planned.
They're always special, no matter what they do.
Also, it's great that he's sticking with the melee punchy playthrough the whole way through, the unarmed.
Yep.
Turrets you can punch, definitely better. Once again, Wonder Woman with bracelets, perfect for those bullets.
What? She just needs to grab a shopping cart and you'll be all set.
So I don't know if that would work in New Vegas and Fallout 3.
You can't pick stuff up like that, can you?
You can still lift and move things, absolutely.
Can you do that? I haven't really tried. Oh yeah, because someone took all the bodies in front of the saloon. Who was that? Cleaned up the bodies. I remember someone talking about that.
But it's a little bit, things don't move quite as easily. It's a little bit more sluggish, I find, in New Vegas, The weight applies a lot.
How dare you hold your tongue. Something sluggish in New Vegas? Gasp. Gasp.
He also doesn't like Camp Searchlight, avoiding all that. Did he?
Yeah, take a swim down the river.
You don't like that either? I don't know. No. I like the town. I like the story.
Remind me what's happening there. Is that the totally no? That's the lamp.
Yeah, that's totally
radiation time. Okay. What's the big benefit of going through there? Is there a prize for tempting the radiation and ghouls?
Loot. If you do the quest in there, then there's I think there's an axe.
Ooh, that's
a
fun.
Named axe and something else.
Does New Vegas differentiate between one and two handed or anything like that, or is it just melee?
They don't differentiate the skill, but the weapons work differently. So I mean, in that way, they do. There are some things that are one-handed, some things that are two, some things that are unarmed.
It's weird that shotguns works on small guns.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The fire axe you're thinking of, Ray, right? There's a fire axe in there. It's a good one anyway.
Yeah,
in the fire station.
Alrighty. Thanks again. Calm Horizons and Nicky. Check in and see what our good buddy Vanessa's been up to.
Hey everyone, it's Vanessa here, just checking in with another update. After running around Freeside collecting debts for the Garretts, Sterling Price sits at the bar in the Wrangler wondering just what he's got himself into with Yes Man. Only a few months back he woke up at Doc Mitchell's thinking there would be nothing nicer than settling down in the sleepy settlement of Good Springs, and now he's somehow set himself on the path to running New Vegas, with all of the hassle that will bring. Although in truth, at the moment, he seems to be Yes Man's errand boy rather than Kingpin in waiting. Oh well, no point delaying the inevitable. He's set the wheels in motion. He'll just have to juggle things between the various factions to try and ensure the best possible outcome. And having an upgraded Securitron army will certainly help in this regard. With that in mind, he heads down to Cottonwood Cove, or at least to what remains of it after he staged a little accident a few weeks back with that tanker of radioactive barrels up on the hillside. Given that he's since been approached on the strip by Volpes telling him to go talk to Caesar, he assumes the Legion are unaware of his involvement. However, there are a couple of immediately hostile stragglers when he arrives back at the cove. 1 or 2 ghouls, but also an unturned Legion soldier protected by an advanced radiation suit. Word that he's killed them has travelled quickly back to Fortification Hill, certainly quicker than he's made the journey by. Certainly quicker than the raft he's made the journey by, as all the guards are immediately hostile as soon as he sets foot in the place. It doesn't matter, these are the last people he wants to be working with anyway. After the Legion soldiers are dealt with, he checks back through their camp to make sure he hasn't missed any valuable loot, and finds that either Eddie or Raoul have killed a couple of Legion dogs, including one called Looper. He adds her brain to his inventory alongside that of the fiend dog Violetta, who he had to kill when dealing with the fiend leaders for the NCR. It's an odd thing to do, admittedly, but somehow the brains seem important, and he's sure their use will soon become apparent to him. Camp cleared, he heads into the bunker to find the console for the Platinum chip. He's met by a Protectron, easily dealt with, and just past it, a room with a couple of terminals where he's able to turn off the remaining Protectrons as well as turrets. Sentry bots are apparently already inactive, but just down the corridor he finds a room full of them and hastily recloses the door in case they suddenly restart themselves. It's a quick walk through the building without any hostilities from the robots and only the radiation to worry about. Further on in, he finds some weak points where the bunker could be destroyed, but he's here to get himself a robot army, so as not to leave a weakened Vegas that the Legion might steamroller through. He takes the option to complete the Securitron upgrade and leaves the bunker. Before returning to Yes Man and the laundry list of factions he wants Sterling to chat up, he decides he should belatedly introduce himself to the Kings, especially since they've started approaching him in Freeside with caps and things to thank him for his good work. At this point, he dismisses Raoul. One companion is enough, and he's done his bit to convince the aging ghoul that he still has a useful role to play in the wasteland. He does a couple of bits of work for the king. He deals with the rogue guide Oris by turning one of Oris's co-conspirators from a pretend corpse into an actual one, causing Oris to attack. More tactfully, he brokers peace between the NCR and the Kings, while also amusing himself by making the little idiot Pacer pay him for his silence over Pacer's part in attacking an NCR envoy, and then trotting straight past him to inform the king of what happened anyway. He does do him a good turn later, though, over at the old railway station by getting the NCR to stand down when they have Pacer and his crew outnumbered in a firefight. After this, he gets a brief history of the Kings, and finally agrees to help the King's dog Rex with his illness, or malfunction, he's not sure, which requires a trip to Black Mountain to see a Dr. Henry, and finally a use for the dog brains he's been hauling around with him. Since Rex appears to have some history with the Legion, Sterling has Looper's brain transplanted in, which perks Rex up no end. A rare unequivocal good outcome in all the murky scheming he's involved himself in. He also agrees to help Dr. Henry with his research into the issues with stealth boys causing the Nightkin to lose their sanity, but this is a problem for another week. So that's all. Thanks everyone. See you in the wasteland.
Awesome. Thank you so much, V. She's playing with the Kings this week and repairing Rex. Did she say she took Looper's brain? Who's Looper? Was that another?
No, I believe she got Violetta, she said, right?
Okay.
But it's a great week for side quests.
It is.
And companions. So was it Looper's brain she got first at Find a Use For? I thought she said it was Violetta's brain she got. Either way, there are the 3 brains. You know, there's Lupa, there's Violetta, and who's old lady Gibson's? Ray? Yeah, like
Sierra
from Star Wars.
or Sequoia or something.
Mm-hmm. So with the 1 brain, you get extra damage. Violetta, you get extra movement speed. And Lupa, I believe, you increase your durability and endurance.
So which is the best of the 3? Which is most advantageous in the New Vegas particular Mojave? Was it?
I mean, I like Violetta's personally. I like the movement speed, but I think more people do Ray than anything else from Old Lady Gibson. I don't know many who do Lupa's brain because that's a whole quest you have to do over with the Legion. You know, if you want to use Lupa's, you have to kill Lupa in combat, give her an honorable death, and then take her brain.
Logically, as one would. I like that she phrased it. She didn't know if it was an illness or a malfunction. Again, we're back to the android versus cyber thing.
Mm-hmm. She also mentioned, how she dealt with Pacer and everything with the Kings.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Whenever I hear Pacer, I think about Pacey from Dawson's Creek. Anybody else?
No, I think of the Amps, Kim Deal's side band.
Oh, for sure. And that was more for the audience than you two. I didn't figure you two thought about Dawson's Creek, although
I've seen a couple episodes. I had friends who really loved Dawson's Creek. I hear the actors going through thoughts out to Dawson. All right. Thank you so much, Vanessa, and everybody for your feedback this week. We, next week, are headed off to, what'd you say, Honest Hearts? No. What are we doing?
Yes.
Yes,
Honest
Hearts. All right. So
yes,
we'll
not no.
Yes, not no. No, not yes.
We're going to Zion, and we're not bringing companions with us. Get it
Leave
straight.
them at home. Do you have any special way, or do you just use the companion wheel? Why is there the... Oh, it's because I guess if you get them lost. Sorry, I just had a whole thought process there about the companion terminal thing at the thing. The Lucky 38. I guess that's because
the fancy suite.
If you lose them, that's a way to dismiss them without needing their companion. So it's a good way to use it. Yep. All right.
You can assign and unassign and all that right there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. We've got a little bit of game time and some iguana bits coming up. So let's roll into some games.
What time is it? Game time!
All right. We got another quick game time on our way over to iguana bits. So this week in Mohappy-Latchy, we are doing our New Vegas maps again. And this week, we are visiting some of our favorite spots to buy stuff. So we are going to... Yes, what?
You think we'll beat our last week's record of 1 out of 4?
Of nothing?
We did pretty poor.
It's hard to do worse, you guys. But I believe in you. You can do it. All right. So these are New Vegas merchants. And then I was looking at the list and I was like, these aren't all the vendors. And then I realized there is a difference between merchants and vendors that I had never really distinguished in my head before. You know what I mean? Like a merchant is more of a importer, exporter, supplier of goods. You know what I mean? And the vendors would just be the local salespeople. And I never made that distinction in my head for some reason.
Like traders. Yeah, merchants and traders are different than vendors with shops.
True. All right, so we're talking about some merchants here in the Mohappy-Latchy. We're going for the north here. So, Jess, tell me, which is further north? Calamity or Vendertron?
Calamity or Vendertron? I'm going to say Vendertron.
Vendertron is correct. Good job.
Okay.
Ray, further south, Old Lady Gibson or Carter? Carter or Old Lady Gibson. And do you know who these people are? Do you know who Carter is? Do you know who Calamity is?
Is Carter the Legion vendor?
So I don't remember Carter, but Calamity is the ghoul vendor.
In not Black Mountain. What's that called?
No, Jacobstown.
Jacobstown.
Up on Jacobstown
yes.
area. Which may look further north, but you actually have to go north and then south again.
Oh, that's part of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So what are my options again?
Carter or Old Lady Gibson? Further south. Old Lady Gibson.
I'll go with Old Lady Gibson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Carter.
So I'm looking up Carter, and Carter is a powder ganger.
A powder ganger? What a loser. So you have to play it in a very specific way to even have Carter be available after the first scene, right?
To not have killed him, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Jess, back to you. East. Ike or Quartermaster Barden? Ike or Quartermaster Barden? I don't know who Ike is.
So this is a tough one because I'm not sure who Ike is.
Neither am I.
And if Ike is Legion related, maybe he's further east, but I'm going to go with Quartermaster Barden.
Quartermaster Barden is further east, all the way there at the, I almost said bridge. It's not a bridge. What is it? It's a dam. It's a dam.
It is a dam.
God
so
damn. Yes.
I'm looking up Ike. Ike is in Boulder City. He's the one in the saloon in Boulder City. Okay, that makes sense. I'm only looking up after we answer.
No, that's great. Thank you for telling us who they are. Ray, for you, last one here. Further west. This is a toughie. Trudy or Chet. They're right next door to each other. Who is further west?
Chet.
Ray's got. Yeah.
Chet is further west. Good job, Ray. Yeah, next door vendors to each other. So that's our merchant list for New Vegas, and thank you for playing Game Time.
What time is it? Game time!
All right, let's roll right into our bits.
Jessica, to the office, please. Jessica, to the office. Your iguana bits are ready. Please come pick them up.
Okay, thank you, Jess. Yeah, so we've got some iguana bits here. A little bit quicker this week. I had a lot written down, but, it's getting a little late. So let's just go through it. First off, Fallout Shelter. Working title. Fallout Shelter, the show. Early on in chat, Slimy had popped in for a bit and asked, have you talked about it yet? Nope, but now we are. So there is an exciting new show coming to town, and you could be a competitor.
I have not actually clicked into the link to look at anything. Have you seen like any sort of a trailer or pitch, or seen what kind of what the like is going to revolve around, or what the contest will be between contestants, or like what structure it'll be, or anything?
So we're assuming it's going to be a Big Brother-esque show. Here's a couple facts we do know about it. So I should actually pull up the casting site. But in order to, if you want to apply to be part of the Fallout Shelter working title show.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Go to a website and it says, now casting. Do you have what it takes to win a big prize? Can you survive Fallout Shelter? And then they go into a description. Fallout Shelter is a new reality competition series based on the hit Amazon drama and computer game series of the same name. Notice they put the Amazon TV show first. That's because this is an Amazon thing. The Dwellers, contestants, live together in a top secret vault where they compete in a series of games that test the 7 core attributes from the Fallout world: strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. The series will not only test Dwellers' core attributes, but also their loyalty and alliances. A game of power dynamics, popularity, and social strategy, which will ultimately result in a huge cash prize. But do you have what it takes to be the most special?
Who is this for?
I am so sorry. Yeah, there are some people.
I will watch this show just because it's Fallout, but they're like, okay, I understand the Fallout TV show is very popular, and the game series is one of the larger franchises out there. Not by any means the largest, but it is a very recognizable game franchise. But only 1/100th of the people who watch the Fallout TV show would even be half interested in this.
So
who is this for?
Reality TV has been popular, and it's a little bit cheaper to produce, and it's an interesting spin-off. The idea of this kind of psychological competition show, people love it. It's got a huge fan base. That said, a lot of Fallout fans will not. It is I've even seen people calling it Sellout Shelter already. Which is maybe my favorite nickname for it.
That is great.
But so the producers on this, to give you a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, the producers are not just Amazon. Kilter is working on it, so the people do the Fallout show, but the primary producer is Lambert Productions, or Studio Lambert Productions.
Not familiar.
They made a little show called Squid Games.
Oh, well, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, this is their wheelhouse. This is what they do. These kind of reality competitions. Now, Squid Games was a bit of a misstep.
Wait, did they do... the scripted TV show, or was there also a reality Squid
The reality
Game?
show based on the scripted TV show.
I didn't know that there was a reality show based on the scripted TV show. Okay, that's ridiculous. So it's not the original Korean team who made Squid Game. It's the American team who took the Squid Game original idea and made a reality show based on the scripted show.
Yeah, they did Squid Games: The
for
Challenge.
Netflix or something, right?
Is what they did. Squid Games: The Challenge. I'm not sure if they worked on the original Netflix show or not. I just know that for purposes of this, they were also behind the game show version.
Noted. Okay.
Or the Big Brother / Survivor get voted out of this vault version.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, the style of TV is kind of popular. And with Fallout hitting a lot of the non-gaming crowd, like people actually enjoying it from all over, there will definitely be some crossover in the Venn diagram here. But unlike the TV show, which a lot of us love, I do have to wonder if this is going to be outside of the Venn diagram of most long-term Fallout fans. The way that someone put it in chat, let's see, yeah, Rando said the oversaturation is hitting. You know what I mean? This is what happens when your favorite franchise becomes a little too popular, and they're like, what else can we do?
This is what happens when Jack Black is in every fucking movie. You're like, okay.
At the same time, it really does fit with the setting. I mean, in my opinion, it may not fit with the themes of Fallout per se, but the Vault Tech and Vault experiments, that actually, I don't know, there's something to this. We'll all be like sitting at home in our bathrobe like Maximus, you know, our popcorn out, feet up.
Watching a waterfall on our wall.
Exactly. And imagine if they let the audience be overseer. What if we get to vote on some of the experiments and challenges, and suddenly we're playing overseer of our own personal Fallout shelter on the show?
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you think the big twist is? Because, you know, they're just going to frame it as a normal competition, who's got the best strength and perception, yada, yada. But then at the end, there's going to be a big reveal, a big twist, like, oh, all along, this was Vault Tech, and it's actually the opposite of what you were thinking. You know, like it's...
Here's a quote from one of the execs on it. The new series will blend large-scale challenges with deeply social, psychological, and narrative-driven gameplay, staying true to the tone, world-building, and choice-driven ethos that have defined Fallout. End quote.
I don't think they can stay true to the tone. I don't think they're going to let me explode someo's face in the middle of the
I don't
reality
imagine,
game. I don't think that's going to be allowed.
If they keep it dark but absurd, I don't know. I'm excited to watch, even though it's ridiculous. I think we're all going to watch. Let's be real. I think we're all going to watch, even though it's ridiculous.
I think we need to start.
I can pretty much guarantee I won't.
Yeah, Ray will not even sniff that thing. But I was thinking we need to start a community-wide campaign, even if he doesn't want to somehow get Ray to be a contestant on the show.
He does have more
I would want
time.
to see that more than anything on Earth. Would be Ray won't watch the show, but he's going to be fucking on the show. Let's get him signed up, guys.
I'll wait for the single player version.
Single player version. That's called Fallout Shelter, and it's available on your phone and PC now.
He's gonna watch a waterfall on the wall.
But yeah, so it sounds kind of miserable in some ways, but I'm also like morbidly fascinated, and there's so much potential. Like, these shows often enjoy the idea of teams. So what if they did a multi-vault setup like we've got in the TV show? We've got, 31, 32, 33. What if they do 2 vault competitions? So there's inter-vault competition and inter-vault competition too, and backstabbing alliances, and Betty and Stephanie meeting in hallways. Like, I don't know. It could be great.
That would be pretty sweet.
Anywho, that is my charitable interpretation, while also admitting that the idea is wretched. But we'll see. And Ray, I do think you're probably not alone in watching it. I think a lot of Fallout fans will skip it, but I also think a lot of us will watch just because we have to. I mean, even just the sets alone, the accessories. Are they all going to wear vault suits? They're going to wear vault suits. What will they do with Pip-Boy? So they're going to make them log their challenges on the Pip-Boy? Like, can't wait to see.
I haven't watched anything in this genre since the first season of Survivor.
And I didn't even watch that.
Nuka-Cola drinking competitions, right? Like, Quantum. Like, what if they actually give them Quantum that makes their pee blue? Okay, anyway. I'm just like, what are they going to subject these people to?
What sort of psychological torture can we watch? Yay!
Suddenly,
get them all addicted to drugs and then take them away.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be buds, right? That's who we're dealing with now.
Man, what if they have like a cryo chamber challenge? Or
these people are going to be kidnapped in the middle of the night in their house and wake up like in a cryo chamber. And they're like, haha, welcome to the show.
Do more drugs. I love it. Anyway, okay, I am actually excited about this. My Inner Overseer is coming out right now. But
we're getting excited to hate watch it.
Exactly. There's definitely a bit of both.
But they don't care. They still just take that stream number and add it to their commercial pitch for the next season, you know?
It's a numbers game, baby. Absolutely. Yeah. So speaking of things that we do want to watch, or at least one of us, the Xbox Developer Direct is coming up on the 22nd. And not Fallout related, although of course there's the speculation I talked about before that with the Fallout 3 remakes are coming, maybe it's going to be with the end of the show in that countdown, or maybe they're going to talk about it at the Developer Direct. Guess what? I really don't think they are, but they will. We do know they'll be talking about 3 games. They'll be talking about Forza Horizon. They'll be talking about an upcoming game from Game Freak. What is it called? Beast of something. I'm forgetting the name of it all of a sudden. But it's the new game from Game Freak, the Pokemon company, which is interesting to do something with Xbox. And then the reason I'm actually putting it on the list, besides the fact that, it's me and I love Xbox, is they're going to be showing real gameplay from the new Fable and an actual deep dive into the new Fable, finally, which is coming this year, which is one of my top 5 RPG series.
Did you say that the second thing you mentioned was the Pokemon something?
Yes. Yeah, Game Freak is the studio that makes the Pokemon games.
They had like Nintendo exclusive had. Are there Pokemon games on Xbox and stuff? That production company, do they ever work with Microsoft?
No. Game Freak doesn't have stuff on. It's just pretty much all Nintendo from Game Freak, as far as I know.
That's what I thought. Yeah, they're not PC or anything. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, there may have some multi-platform stuff, but not that I'm aware of. But the new game is called Beast of Reincarnation, so I'm excited to hear more about it.
My brother fucking loved Fable, and I liked watching him play. I never really played them much myself. I like those Fable games.
And those are the 3 games you know about, but every year they've had a surprise game. A lot of times they've had 4 plus 1 surprise. Last year they had 2 surprises. We got Ninja Gaiden Black dropped that day, along with Ninja Gaiden 4. Previously, we had a Mana game as a surprise, and then Hi-Fi Rush in 2023, was it? Hi-Fi Rush was the first surprise as a shadow drop. So once again, that's why people are also saying shadow drop, and maybe there will be, but it's not going to be Fallout 3, I can't imagine.
Is Ninja Gaiden still side-scrolling?
The Black was, right? I don't know if the Ninja Gaiden 4 is. I didn't actually play it. Came out this fall. I don't think so.
I just didn't know if they modernized it to 3D or whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, I think they must have, but I didn't play
I would
it.
assume so.
So I don't actually know. Quick note: this is another kind of fusion thing, talking about Fallout doing other properties. So Fallout's back with more Magic-related stuff. We know they came out with the Commander decks for all the Magic cards 2 years ago. Well, now they're doing Secret Lair cross Fallout drops. It's just for our Magic the Gathering friends out there. If you play MTG and you know what Secret Lair is, because I don't even know what Secret Lair is. But apparently they're doing a special card drop with some group called Secret Lair with cards from the show. So you can add Maximus, Lucy, the Ghoul cards to your deck. Some cool pre-war stuff. Fun. There's one for Dog Meat, some really cool looking cards. And yeah, the production value on these are incredibly awesome. But I don't know how they differ from the regular Fallout cards. So if you know, let me know in Discord.
What? Just a quick Magic aside. We always just called it Magic, but was it always called Magic the Gathering, or is the Gathering a sort of a an addition or something?
Yeah, it has always been Magic: the Gathering.
The Gathering, okay.
From the beginning. Yeah, that was very much a White Wolf thing when they were first making them. We had Magic: the Gathering, Vampire: the Masquerade, Werewolf: the Apocalypse. Colons everywhere.
Tuck your colons away, people.
Another quick note, the PTS is getting more updates and testing. So there's going to be an update coming up on Tuesday. Servers will be down for a bit on the 20th. So I'm not sure what they're planning there. I don't think we're getting the full update yet. I don't have any notes about that, but I know that the PTS is still getting updates and tweaks. So something big coming soon on that. Finally, the last two things I have are completely not Fallout related, but I wanted to mention a lot of our friends play Baldur's Gate 3. You know, it was a game that made a really big splash 2 years ago. Many of our friends play often and regularly or multiplayer in the case of like Will, Jen, and Dwight and a few others. Baldur's Gate 3 is getting more mods on console now. So one of the cool things they did was enabling, mods in Baldur's Gate, which brings it into kind of like the Bethesda realm. We all enjoy that. But they also made it so a couple could come to console. They've actually launched another 20 or so, managed to get another bunch of mods that can now run on console. So if you're an Xbox or PlayStation player, at least Xbox, I am not sure about PlayStation, to be honest, you can get a bunch of new mods. And yes, Ray, they have an improved UI mod available. So we're not the only ones that need one of those. But some of the big mods that I know are coming are improved UI is a good looking one. There is an auto digger mod, so you don't have to pull out a shovel every time you want to dig, and you can just dig when you stand on top of a square with something underneath. Lone wolf mode. This one is another one for you if you were to play Ray in Baldur's Gate, where you don't have to have companions with you and you get a boost for naught. Let's see. A few others. There's a couple story ones, a couple of new roles and classes and stuff like that. So good stuff.
Yeah. Now I just need the first person mod.
Yeah. Right. Right. Not only is it not first person, but it's isometric. It's definitely way pulled out. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is about UESP. So there's some really excellent stuff published on the UESP. Just recently, that's the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages. And it's really the big independent Elder Scrolls wiki. But today, with permission, because they had to get permission from the family and the franchise, they have shared some original D&D stuff and how that influenced the creator of the Elder Scrolls. So Julian LeFay, one of the creators of the Elder Scrolls, a lot of his inspiration for the original stuff in the first game, Arena, and of course brought into Daggerfall, and then obviously kept coming forward, was from their D&D campaign. And they managed to get some notes from the D&D campaign. And the family said, yes, you can share those. So there's all kinds of things where they go over stuff like the gods of the D&D campaign. And if you take a look and you realize like some of the gods that we have in Elder Scrolls start on this D&D campaign, like Julianos and Arcade and all that. They actually show some of the maps, how we often make our own maps for D&D campaigns. And there are places like Riverwatch and Whiteguard and all that on the original maps. Like there's just a lot of the names and ideas translate, and you can see where they kind of first came from and how they brought them forward with classes and everything. Dibella and Stendar and Kinnereth were all part of their pantheon. So there are a lot of them. But this is up on the UESP right now. UESP.net, I believe, is the address.
And that makes me interested. Where did the original D&D get all of their stuff from? Just Nordic lore and such, I would assume, but I have no idea.
It was a real mishmash of things they pulled from, when Guy Jacks and the others were creating it. Like if you look at the earliest monster manuals and early written campaigns, there's just a lot of stuff. They pulled a lot from Tolkien, to be honest, and kind of any popular franchise at the time.
Right.
And then as they went forward, they very much, hell was a big thing in the first setting, so the different layers of hell and the abyss, and there were a lot of demons and such. So they pulled a lot from that sort of thing.
Dante,
and then,
probably.
Yep, exactly. Dante's Inferno, yeah. And then as they went on, it got broader, and they kind of locked in a little bit more on the fantasy setting. But early on, it was really different. The Greyhawk setting, for those who have played Greyhawk, that is very much more focused on other planes and such.
Cool.
So just some fun stuff I thought I would share, because I thought that was just really cool. I love seeing the old notes and origins of the game. The scribbled notes of people creating the Elder Scrolls and all the thoughts that go into that. It's like looking at our old notebooks. Fun. And that is it for tonight. Those are all the bits.
Them's
kind
the
of a lighter
bits.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for the bits.
Yeah. And since we're not getting any Starfield news. I'm waiting for the next update to Genesis.
Right.
And I'll try out the Genesis Star Wars remake.
There are definitely people
Starfield.
playing. I've seen a lot of people playing. I mean, the one issue with the Genesis mod is that it uses a lot of AI voices, which some people, don't appreciate. But there's also a lot of work that has gone into the settings and the skins. And it's like, it's still Starfield, but also it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
And seems really cool.
If you go to their website right now, it says, don't play our mod yet.
Really? They have that up there, even though
then don't
it's
post
funny
it if it's not ready yet.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks it has had a major resurgence because they did a huge update to it. So everybody's been sharing and talking about it. And maybe it was like before they were quite ready for it to get that level of publicity, you think?
Well, yeah, and so they're supposed to have it done by the end of January, and I guess they're adding lightsabers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Andrew he's on record as saying it's not Star Wars if there's no lightsaber in Jedi.
Yeah,
that's such an important aspect to the lore there.
It's true. I mean, it's that's all part of it. So evidently, that's coming in the next update.
Awesome, but it is a total conversion mod for those people who aren't aware of it. It is a total conversion mod. I seem to recall that it's actually hundreds of gigs too.
Yeah, it was over
really
100 gigs.
Yeah, I remember someone posting about it when they were going to install it, and they're like, "Wait, I need 400 gig free to install this." It was something ridiculous. I mean, it's probably not quite 400, but it's a lot.
Ray, I don't remember you being a particularly, avid Star Wars guy. Is it just because you want to play something different in the world, or you just want to see how it changes stuff, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the first 3 movies, and then it kind of faded away. I haven't watched any of the spin-off stuff, Mandalorian or anything like that.
Yeah, you can skip stuff after the first 3 movies up until the Mandalorian, and the Mandalorian's kind of worth it.
No, but yeah, it's mostly just because it's it's such a rework of the Starfield. And I like Starfield, and so to have it, because like one of the things that even though it's mostly just set dressing, when I saw the videos with the when they went to of course, now I can't think of the name. In Jemison.
Oh, okay. New Atlantis? Yeah. I know they showed Tatooine and such like that in previous ones.
It looks like a giant hub of civilization, not just a couple of scattered buildings, around a waterfall.
Yeah, I think they kind of recreate Coruscant, the city of Coruscant as
that's
New Atlantis.
Is that the city planet? Is that Coruscant?
Coruscant is the capital of the Old Republic, right? I believe. Gosh, Star Wars is not our purview. This is not a Star Wars podcast, y'all. We don't know.
Yeah, but yeah. So it looks really cool. So I'm anxious to give it a try and see, and to have aliens in space just seems so right.
It's where they belong, Ray. Come
Who'd
on.
have thunk?
Yeah. So.
Who would have thunk it? But yeah, it looks awesome. I hope you get to, Ray. And I mean, when you're back home and ready to install it and play, it should be all good to go.
Yeah. Well, I may load it on this laptop. So.
Ooh, nice.
We'll see. I've got the space and it's got the power. So.
Cool beans. Yeah, you got a lot coming up week ahead. Most way through the Starfield show, Fallout show. Gosh, I am.
The Starfield show's dropping?
I wish. We're going to see Starfield at the Developer Direct. No, we're probably not, but that would be pretty darn cool as a fun surprise. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, not until the end of the year.
I want
Don't you even. Don't you even.
They're gonna recycle that clip and act like it was this year that they were talking about.
Yeah, the developer, they're just going to show the little Tim Lamb thing again that they put out in September, October.
So exciting by the end of this year.
Oh my goodness! Don't tease me. We all want it. Speaking of stuff, StarCon is coming up next Saturday, the 24th, starting at 12:30 p.m. Although there's going to be a pre-show now, so yeah, you'll hear more about that next week briefly. But it is coming up. Oh, I buried the lead. I have, so for our presentation at 1:30 at StarCon, I'm going to have Wes Johnson and Jan Johns joining.
Oh, nice.
Us. Yep. So we're going to actually talk because I don't know if they've previously done any Starfield-related appearances, but we got everything all set up for them to join for a little bit. We can talk a little Starfield and, just some of the other characters they've acted briefly, but we're going to have to focus mostly on Starfield. We have limited time. But yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, find out how many people killed Wes Johnson.
Yeah, spoilers for Starfield, but a few. But Suliore is going to be doing a presentation there too. He's going to do a presentation, I think around 4 or 4:30 p.m. on the history of Nova Galactic for starships. And there's going to be a number of panels, future of Starfield, a modders panel, all that. It's officially running from 12:30 to about 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, the 24th. But that is it.
Bits. All right, you guys. Do you have anything else that you would like to bring up on the show this evening?
Nope.
I think we're good.
Then in that case, I will let you know you can find Ray and all of his many projects, including the Skyrimatic podcast, at Ray LB and at BBC ISSS for the Butcher Baker Candlemaker in Space. Ray, thank you much.
Good times.
And Jess can be found at Sleep is 4T. Looking for announcements for all of her many projects. Jess, thank you so much for hopping on.
Thanks. Have a great week, y'all.
Jess and Ray tend to hang out in the Discord. I hop over there from time to time, but I generally like to hang out in the Facebook group, and the show can be found at the Fallout Feed. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout Feed. We will see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.
It's another picturesque day in the Mojave.
The sun had already slipped behind the dinosaur.
The sun is low, the breeze gentle.
I think I've decided I need to cover my face.
And as has often been the case in recent days,
do more drugs.
The sound of kids' laughter and a dog's playful bark fills the otherwise quiet air.
I love it. I love it.
What the jumping monkey fuck?
We went to talk to Mr. House at the Lucky 38.
He had a pretty nice shack up in the mountains, though.
The Calmhurt Park.
Talking to Mr. House on what she called a big movie screen.
I knew he was a weasel dick trader from the moment I laid eyes on him.
We're not doing anything special this time.
Want me to bring the stovepipe and the souvenir moon rocks?
Cool.
Why don't you bring over the rubber sheets and the souvenir elephant foot trash can and remind me what I've been missing?
Cool.
So that was fun.
Amid the carnage, Cal found what she needed most, the Loch Ness Monster puppet.
It's a shame I can't do a good Elvis voice.
You'll just have to juggle things.
Dodge the truck.
I think it's a godsend.
And somehow, amid the carnage, Cal found what she needed most, a new brain for Rex. Back in Jacobstown, Dr. Henry examined it. He said,
"Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic
dog. Rex
will be that
dog.
Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster."
but still Rex. Cal looked at the old dog. Half machine, stubborn, loyal. Do it. Hours later, Rex stood again, a little steadier, a little more alive, and Cal let out a slow breath, but somewhere out there that radio broadcast still played, and so they continued north toward honest work and clean trails.
Caravan of 2 now.
Or rather, 3.